into the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, I tune to my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning expresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
Oh, very good morning, you beautiful souls. Welcome to it. You're live with Expresso. My name is Graham Richards. How awesome is your day going to be? I'm guessing pretty awesome. Why? Because it's going to start with 3 hours in our care. Cannot wait to delve into a beautiful mixed bag this morning. Very good morning to you, all of you, my amazing crew, and of course my amazing princess. How are you, sweetheart?
I'm good, and you?
I'm very good. All the better for seeing my cup of java in the works there. Thank you so much. So we love to engage with our viewers on social media. We love to kind of post some interesting questions. Yesterday was quite a heavy-hitting show. We were talking about the introduction of the GEC, the certificate that now grade 9 learners can leave school, and it created quite a bit of tension. So we're going to take the edge off. Why? Because it is World Porridge Day, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't know how you feel about porridge, but we're asking you guys on our social media platforms, most notably on Facebook, your favorite or maybe your earliest porridge memories. Do you have a porridge memory?
Yes.
What
My
is it?
memory is oats, but I didn't like it. My grandmother, she forced it.
Oh.
Yeah.
But you need it. But that's what grannies are there for.
Yes.
Sometimes it's not good for you, or it's good for you, but you don't want it. They're going to force you. You know, my favorite porridge memory, my mom has a cousin who has a farm in KZN, in Nottingham Road. And they used to grind their own millie meal. They used to churn their own butter, milk cows, milk their own milk. That for me, when the fact that I knew that it was made on the farm and eating it in this old farmhouse, loved it. So maybe you've got a nice nostalgic memory of your first porridge. Maybe your grandmother's forcing you to eat your porridge right now. You can share with us on our Expresso Morning Show Facebook page. We're going to have a little bit of fun with World Porridge Day today. In fact, we're going to have a lot of fun in the kitchen. We'll get into the Springboks' dominant performance over Canada yesterday. We've all but booked our opportunity to progress through the quarterfinals of the Rugby World Cup. So lots to touch on. I'm also going to bring you a bit of an update on our 1 million plus 1 meals campaign. Got off to a flying start last weekend at Table Bay Mall. So we're going to take a look at all of that excitement. And of course, so we have the chance to pack all over again at Somerset Mall this coming weekend. So we'll give you those details. Princess, thank you so much.
Pleasure.
I want to carry on talking, but I need my coffee. So let's see how the rest of the team is doing on this World Porridge Day. Morning, guys.
Get me a cup of coffee as well, Princess. You know exactly how I like it. World Porridge Day. It's going to be a porridge extravaganza, and so many memories, I think, for a lot of people at home right now. If you are South African and you've never had a porridge affair, then I know something is absolutely wrong. We must fix it, and hopefully we can fix it for you this morning. I remember the many mornings where my grandmother forced me to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning to help her make ding. Most of the time she would have done most of it already, but of course ding is the porridge that's brown in color, and you add a bit of butter in there, you add a little bit of lemon in there. Oh, so good. Listen, let's set you up though in the meantime with just a quick look at the weather in those major parts of the country, so you know exactly what to look like while you're getting your ding ready at the same time. We start off in Johannesburg, partly sunny conditions today, mainly sunny with very warm temperatures and a light northwesterly wind throughout the day. And towards the evening, partly cloudy conditions are expected as well. If you're out in South Africa's playground in Durban, a rainy day today for you. Cloudy conditions with occasional sunshine and rain in the afternoon. And of course, as the evening approaches, you can expect that strong southwesterly wind will pick up. And of course, a couple of drenching late night showers. Woo! Thank God it's like late night. No need for umbrellas there unless you are
we need the rain.
a night wanderer. At Port Elizabeth, cloudy conditions with a southwesterly wind and cooler temperatures, and on and off rain and drizzle. You can expect that. Towards the evening, wind will die down slightly, and of course an evening shower in the area is expected. In the mother city, Cape Town, intervals of clouds and sunshine with a southwesterly wind that changes direction as the day progresses. And of course, cloud cover will increase towards the afternoon, with temperatures becoming chilly towards the evening. And that is what it looks like in those major parts of the country. It looks nice, and in some parts it's starting to rain a bit more now.
That's
right?
all good, man. The more rain, the merrier. We know so many of our farmers in the Western Cape really struggling with a drought. So the more rain we can get, the more water we can channel around the country, the better. So we really don't mind.
Well, you're channeling a stylish
how are you doing,
magazine man today.
Thank you very much. Thank you
look
very much.
amazing.
No, thanks, dude. Our wardrobe department department. I love the fact that they've kind of dressed down a nice blue suit, one of my favorite suits. Really cool. A bit of a fold up on the pants leg to kind of take that chilled out vibe even further. Some nice white sneakers, nice grey little golfer. Very comfortable, a little bit chic, very cool. But loving the navy blue. You've got to get yourself a navy blue suit, a stock standard, something that you can dress up, dress down. Maybe some nice brown shoes if you wanted to elevate it a little bit. A little bit of a light blue pocket square, maybe introduce some nice red or maroon to kind of pop with the blue. But I take it, dude.
And that's the nice thing about a navy blue jacket, is that even if you wore it more than once in the same week, no one will ever know, because it's so versatile. What you're able to do with the t-shirts and the shirts underneath.
Maybe I've already worn this.
Magic.
Maybe I've already worn this.
Maybe you have.
Just thought I haven't.
Maybe I wore.
I haven't, but maybe
Maybe I wore this yesterday.
And also like the fact that you've layered the blues. Really nice. Really cool. Some racy little shoes to add a bit of spice there. But don't be shy. Like, we love our denims. We love a little bit of a denim turn up there as well. Just to chill it out a bit. But if you're looking for something that you can kind of take through the day, take into the office and chill out after the office, partnering a nice blazer with some blue denim. Cool, man. It's all good.
That's all the magic. Well, hopefully we've inspired you in terms of your wardrobe this morning. But let's get this show on the road. Here's a look at your news headlines with Leanne.
But first, before we allow the realities of the world to weigh in, let's give you a positive quote to hopefully inspire you just a little bit this morning. And it might be a bit of a cliche. We've been talking so much about positive thinking, but because we need to reinforce how powerful it is. And I love this quote. This is our message to you. Be positive and love yourself. Love yourself.
Just be positive and love yourself.
Love yourself. Start each day by telling yourself something positive. Embrace what makes you different. You can go and do the news. Go surround yourself with people who love and encourage you. Just be positive. I know dealing with current affairs can be a little bit intense, but I think a very important takeout here is also surround yourself with people who make you feel positive. That's what we do on this show. We love each other as presenters. We love our crew and our team, our social media team. They're all amazing, but we, I think, all go out of our way to feed energy into each other and not take it away. So make sure you do a little bit of an audit today of how you fit into your social set, maybe your office. Are you an energy-giving person? Are you a positive person? Are you surrounding yourself with people who make you feel good about yourself? But that self-love ultimately starts with you. Don't wait for someone else to give you that cue. Just start right now. Start with one positive thought and tell yourself, you're amazing and I love you, me. Just do it right now. Go into a mirror and do that. Now, all jokes aside, it all starts with one positive thought, one positive action, and it starts with you. So go and do that now. Fortify yourself as we allow the reality of the world to weigh in now. To be so standing by with those news headlines.
Thank you, Graham. Let's take a first look at those news headlines. 4 of the 7 state-owned enterprises that report to the Department of Public Enterprises have been receiving either qualified or disclaimed audit reports for the past 5 years. 3 of them have been unable to present their audit reports due to liquidity challenges. Government's openness to renewable energy does not indicate an immediate demise of coal-powered energy. The Minister of Energy and Mineral Resources, Gwede Mantashe, told delegates at the Windaba 2019 summit in Cape Town yesterday. President Donald Trump of the United States yesterday defended the decision to block a top diplomat from testifying in a congressional impeachment probe, calling the procedure a kangaroo court. And finally, earlier this year, we reported on American billionaire Robert F. Smith announcing that he'd be setting up a grant to wipe out the entire Morehouse College in Atlanta graduating class of 2019's student loan debt. Now, that offer has been expanded to also cover those students' parents' education debt. The gift will cost Smith $34 million. Morehouse College President David A. Thomas said this liberation gift from Robert Smith will be life-changing, and it's a hope that graduates will use their newfound financial freedom to pursue their career goals, to lead and to serve the community, and to remember the spirit of the gift given. Morehouse College is the only 4-year liberal arts institution in the United States that's historically black and all male. On that note, that's where we leave it for now. Here's a look at your sports with Graham.
We start on a very positive note. The Springboks claiming a 66-7 thrashing over Canada in their final Rugby World Cup Pool B fixture to essentially advance to the tournament quarterfinals in Kobe yesterday. Then on a sad note, the most successful Springbok Sevens captain Philip Snyman yesterday announced his retirement from all forms of rugby following a career-ending back injury. We certainly wish him well on the next phase of his career. Then South African gymnast Caitlin Rooskrantz has booked her spot in the Olympic Games, set to take place in Japan next year, of course, following her impressive performance at the ongoing Artistic World Championships in Germany. Then on the footballing front, returning to a story that was brewing over the weekend, Liverpool's Mohamed Salah limped off the field on Saturday during his team's 2-1 win over Leicester City. But scans have since revealed that he only twisted his ankle and hopes to be available for selection when his team face Manchester United in a massive derby. And then, of course, some Rugby World Cup fixtures to look out for. There will be 3 games on the go taking place today, starting with the Pool C clash between Argentina and the USA, who are still looking for their first in the tournament win, that being. And, of course, that match kicks off nice and early, 6:45 this morning. And Scotland has only been in action twice during the World Cup so far, and they'll take on Russia. That's in their 3rd pool stage match starting at 9:15 this morning. And then our final Rugby World Cup fixture today will see Pool D's Wales up against Fiji. Both teams will be looking for the win, obviously, in order to qualify for the quarterfinals of the tournament. Their match kicking off at 11:45. And then we'll kind of delve a bit deeper into this story, but it's emerged now that Geordie Smith, our brilliant South African surfer, is also qualified for the Olympics, progressing to the top 10 in the latest World Surfing League event currently playing out in France. So he's booked his spot. We'll bring you details on those and more stories as we progress this morning.
Thank you, Graham. Let's take a more comprehensive look at your weather now. But first, we look at those beautiful sunrise pictures we've asked you to send through. Thank you so much to Spiwe Zwakele for sending us your sunrise from Inanda out in KZN, where partly cloudy conditions can be expected today, with occasional rain this afternoon and showers in the evening. And of course, you will reach that maximum of 25 degrees. And Dokozo Makatini sent us his sunrise picture from Johannesburg, where mainly cloudy conditions can be expected, with some heavy showers in the afternoon and, of course, thunderstorm in spots towards the evening, reaching a maximum of 29 degrees. You can be just like Ntokozo and, of course, Spiwe by sending your picture through to us on our Facebook page, Expresso Morning Show SABC3, with the hashtag Expresso Show. Now, look at those temperatures, starting off in Polokwane, a low of 17 today, reaching a high of 31, with humidity, high humidity at that for Mbombela, 17, your low, reaching a high of 32. Sunny Pretoria starts off at 15, peaking at 33, with Johannesburg starting off at a low of 14, reaching a high of 30 degrees. And the highest temperatures in the country today, it's sunny out in Mahikeng, 14, reaching a high of 35, with Klerksdorp starting off at 11 and reaching highs of 35 degrees. If you're out in Kimberley, you've got that southwesterly wind traveling at 18 kilometers per hour, 8, that's your low, reaching highs of 30 degrees, with Bloemfontein at 8, your minimum, and your maximum 30 degrees. Richards Bay, 17, your low, reaching highs of 31, with high humidity for Pietermaritzburg today as well, 11, reaching a high of 30. Durban, 17 and 24, with a couple of showers expected for Mthatha, 8, that's your low, reaching a high of 20. Expect some rain over there as well. East London, rainy day, heavy rainfall for you, 11, reaching a high of 19, with Craddock starting off at 3, reaching highs of 20 degrees. If you're out in Port Elizabeth, 10, that's your low, reaching a high of 18. Of course, a couple of showers expected over there. And heavy rainfall for George, 8 and 15, with the lowest temperatures in the country. That's for Sutherland, -3, that's your low, reaching a high of 13. Cape Town, the mother city, 10 and 16, with occasional rain expected for Worcester, 1, that's your low, reaching a high of 15. Times of sun and clouds for Springbok, 5, your minimum, and your maximum is 18 degrees today, with a southwesterly wind expected for Uppington. It's traveling at 22 kilometers per hour, but your temperatures are 10, reaching a high of 27. And that's where we leave it for now. The next update will be in just over half an hour. No matter the weather, make it a feel-good type of Wednesday.
It's starting to feel even more feel-good as I continue to go through the Springboks' brilliant, absolutely brilliant performance against Canada, 66-7. Not a bad result, so we'll review a little bit of that this morning. We're going to have some fun with some aerial yoga. So if you're feeling the aches and pains, you need to free the spirits. And of course, yoga, one of those physical activities that's aimed at increasing well-being overall. And we know that Android have just released a well-being app. It seems like even our devices are going to be helping us take care of ourselves. That's part of a pretty cool tech update. We're also going to look at some NASA astronauts who are taking a spacewalk to replace some batteries. Imagine it was that difficult to replace the batteries in your home. I was just waiting for something to happen. You can have it. I'm going to reveal something.
Thank you.
I've already had 2 cups of coffee this morning.
Really?
Shame on me.
You're actually going to drink us out of house?
I will. I'm going to try.
I'm going to try.
But yet, no porridge on World Porridge Day. Okay?
No more coffee for the gent, please.
Okay.
Don't you
Let's just
dare.
manage
She
stock.
knows.
We manage our
She's the
stock.
reason. She's an enabler. She's enabling me to drink the coffee.
A taste loved by those who have tried it. McAfee, great coffee, simple. See you after the break.
Only you can make my day.
Making an occasion out of a meal. The perfect atmosphere, even a show-stopping ensemble, is the level of taste that makes someone a taste master. That's SA's newest reality show on SABC3, where one individual will become the resident foodie on Afternoon Express. Record yourself preparing a dish. Tell us why you're a taste master and upload it onto Twitter or Instagram using the hashtag #TasteMasterSA. You could be the Taste Master.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso. Thank you so much for tuning in on this beautiful Wednesday morning. Ever more beautiful because the Springboks produced another stellar performance. One of their best, I think, in the Rugby World Cup thus far, beating Canada in their final Pool B match to advance to the quarterfinals of the tournament and looking pretty strong in the process. Now the hard work really does begin for Rassie and his Chargers as they head into the knockout stages where some pretty tough competitors await, whether it's Ireland, whether it's Japan. We don't care. You got to help us course, review the match and throw forward is, of course, we're going to welcome him back. He was here yesterday. Our sports writer, Ryan Freder. Ryan, welcome back, dude.
Thank you for having me again.
It's so cool to have you here, man. Absolutely love your insights. And what a cool match to be looking back on. We were kind of jokingly saying before this that the South Africans are often we don't put in our best performances against weaker opposition. Often we can become very unstructured and not very clinical, but that wasn't the case. I think certainly the first half, beautiful, immaculate almost performance.
Yeah, so, I mean, the perspective is always that it's just Canada, but you can only play what's in front of you, right?
Sure.
And especially in the first 20 minutes of the first half, just the way they blitzed Canada, I mean, the game was done within the first quarter.
Yeah.
And so... I mean, we were speaking off-air about how clinical they were, how they stuck to their structures, because in a game like that, when you become unstructured, you give an opposition, like weaker opposition like Canada, look in, and then Japan can happen. But there was no chance. There was just no chance. They just killed them off in the first half. Maybe in the second half, they got a little bit unstructured, and the substitutions didn't help kind of with the synergy of the team.
Broke that concept.
But they done it. They done the job.
Kobus Reinach, I mean, you're winning when your third string, that must be said, all due respect, scrum half, is scoring a hat-trick, is showing that kind of blitzing speed in open play. Beautiful, probably the best executed box kicks we've seen. I think I can remember only one mistake really where he was caught between a box kick and a clearance kick and maybe didn't get the distance he wanted, but that was another immaculate performance.
Yeah, you bring up an important point, because it's kind of fundamental to the way the Springboks play, those box kicks. And I mean, just before we kind of elaborate on that, which team in the World Cup has a third string scrum half like Kobus Reinach, right? It's again testament to his talent, but not only that, just kind of how he's grown while he's played in Europe, and so yeah, fantastic. Just that kicking game again. I know the Boks have taken a lot of criticism about playing almost a pragmatic style, but the execution of that tactic,
you do it right,
was excellent, and yesterday was showcased everything that was good about that approach.
Yeah, and I suppose ultimately, yes, maybe there's a 50-50 element, but you're gaining field position and you're giving your players the chance to be able to attain possession in that territory.
Yeah.
And when you've got a Sabu and Corsiel, you've got these guys that can charge, that have that kind of pace. It works. Damian Willemse, what do you make of his World Cup debut? There is something, and I'm starting to maybe understand he's kind of the joker in the deck.
Yeah.
He provides that X factor every time he touches the ball.
That's exactly it. I mean, Willemse has always been a talented player. I mean, watched him come up through the school ranks and then at Cravenweek. But so the talent has never been the issue. It's kind of refining everything that comes with the talent, right? That kind of, I wouldn't say cavalier approach, but he's just a free-spirited player. And so when you harness all of that into a structure like the Springboks playing, you get what you saw yesterday. And so, I mean, I don't know how much more he's going to play at the World Cup, but there's no downside to having him at the World Cup. So if Willie gets injured, for example, you bring in a player like him and you lose nothing.
Well, he's cover for 10 ultimately if we need it. He's cover at 15, like you say, but it means we don't have to mess with other structures that seem to be in place. So you wouldn't give him the nod over Willie?
Not at this point. I just think Willie's experience in a tournament like this is critical. And he's played with this team for a while now, so I think at this point let's try to keep it like it is.
Alton Jantjies, not very often do we get to say, offer a glowing praise of the man, often very much overshadowed by Andre, but 8 conversions, very successful, that the kind of, breakneck speed in the attack, brilliant tackles, breaking the line. That was one of his best games in memory.
Yeah, I've been critical of Alton in the past, but just, again, the value of great coaching for a player like Alton is massive. Right, yeah. So at the Lions, you saw that under Johan Ackerman, and now under Rassie again. He's the type of player that needs a coach like that. And the important point that you raised is about goal kicking, because goal kicking has won a lot of World Cups.
Most World Cups, yeah.
And we saw it when the Springboks won in 2007 with Percy Montgomery, and goal kicking is so critical. So all of what Alton brings from an attacking dynamic is great, but as a goal kicker, he's invaluable.
You want that. One last player, and I'm glad we touched on him yesterday. RG Snyman was sublime. Yes.
Right, I called it, eh?
Yeah, no, you did. You did. In fact, every name you mentioned, we've now spoken about today, so well done, buddy. But just so athletic. His little pop passes, deft touches for a guy that must be about 9'2". Such delicate handling of the ball as well. I mean, this is looking good.
He's a phenomenal athlete, and you say like a modern day second rower. I haven't seen an athletic five like RG since Victor Matfield, and even then he's a step kind of above. He's got greater physicality, better ball handling, better spatial awareness, particularly when he's being tackled, and to have a look around him.
Yeah, man, he put players away. He put players away.
He's a phenomenal player, and I mean, just looking ahead at the future, I hope he decides to stay in South Africa, but wherever he goes, the future is bright in that particular position.
Japan or Ireland, who do you think we're going to face?
Japan every day, bro. I told you.
Is that a hope or an expectation?
No, it's an expectation. I think they're a really good team. People speak about them as minnows, but they've grown since the last World Cup. And the way they play troubles teams like Ireland, like elite world teams, troubles them because they've got a clear game plan. The blueprint is replicable, and the physicality to match that gives people problems. But I still think we're a step ahead of them.
Yeah, no,
I'd rather get them in the quarterfinal than Ireland.
Oh no, completely. And they play a good territory game as well, dude. I absolutely love your insights. Thank you so much for stepping in. One way or another, regardless of what happens moving forward, I think a massive confidence booster. 66-7, that win over Canada. A really important move for the Springboks to be able to rotate players, and they've been able to do that with aplomb in this match. Ryan, thank you so much.
Absolute pleasure.
Well, you know, the Springboks have been under pressure to show up and show out consistently during the World Cup, but we've also all been under pressure to get that summer body in time for December. And while we previously spoke about ways to combat gym intimidation, which is a real thing, an actual thing, we found a really exciting way to get our blood pumping. We explored the art of aerial yoga, which is a type of modern yoga that combines traditional poses of yoga with Pilates and dance, all while using a hammock. Now, hovering just a meter off the ground, Musa went to find out just how much bending and stretching her body could handle.
I'm in the north of Johannesburg here to get my hot girl summer on with a unique way to keep fit. And I'm so excited to find out why aerial yoga is fast becoming so popular.
This is a different, challenging workout routine combining aspects of yoga, Pilates, aerial arts and strength training, designed to increase strength, mobility, balance and flexibility.
Debbie, for someone that doesn't know what aerial yoga is, what exactly is it in simple terms?
Aerial yoga is a fitness class based around the principles of yoga. So we use mindfulness and breath work and a yoga structure to the class, but we use the hammock as a prop. Some of the major benefits physically of aerial yoga is that you get the chance to exercise the pull motions of exercising. We can achieve deeper stretches. There's also a lot of hanging upside down in aerial yoga, which is a supported inversion. Normally in yoga, when you do an inversion, it's a very active pose and you have to be switched on and engaged. Whereas in aerial yoga, the upside down poses are very relaxed and you get all the benefits of being upside down without the physical exertion of holding yourself upside down. Some of the benefits of hanging upside down especially is it elongates the spine. So we get a decompression in between the vertebrae and you stand taller.
It's impacted my life very positively in the fact that it affected my mental health, you know, in a positive way. Like I've improved immensely. Well, I used to suffer from anxiety, but now it gave me that peace of mind to be able to breathe, to be able to be one with my mind.
I enjoyed and loved that you could challenge yourself and work your core way more in aerial yoga than you seem to do in your normal daily yoga practice.
Aerial yoga has positively impacted my life because I've realized how important peace is. So in the moment of aerial yoga, there is a lot of peace, there is a lot of stability, there is a lot of calm. And I've applied that in my daily lives because I've realized that it's very important. I mean, I think in the world that we live in, there's so much rush and there's so much noise, but that moment of just bringing yourself back to yourself is just necessary. way.
Especially if you are new to yoga. Foundational yoga postures are still explored, but with an incredible opportunity for the body to open effectively and safely by using the hammock.
I see aerial yoga is fast becoming popular. Why is that?
Well, I think there's just no barriers to accessibility. You can be pregnant. We do preggy classes on a Sunday where we use the hammock in mostly a supporting function when you're pregnant. And the achievement that you have when you get something that you consider like a high-level physical skill that only boys can do is really empowering for women.
That was absolutely amazing. My first class of aerial yoga, and I'm definitely sure about one thing. I'm coming back. I came, I saw, I conquered. You should try it too. Namaste.
That is an interesting.
Would you do it?
I would absolutely
but
do it.
you are quite open-minded. You would give it a go.
Yeah, I mean, I saw you look at the guy, the only guy in the yoga studio there, and going, that's very interesting. If this is open to guys as well.
I know, and look, I have a stigma. I have a stigma with doing yoga in general. It is many men. Adam Levine does yoga.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
loves it.
you?
But the whole aerial thing seems quite different. It's like adage, dancing, a whole vibe.
Yeah,
but
but
it
would
looks
you
really
do
cool.
it?
I would do anything. I've proven that on this show. I will do anything.
I hope
Swim with
that
sharks
the
even.
producers are
Awesome.
taking this as an offer and not a challenge. Aerial yoga.
I feel challenged. I'm always, I know, I'm very excitable. I'm really excited about our tech update in just a moment. We're going to take a quick break, but when we return, we're going to look at a pretty cool app on Android that's looking at our digital well-being, whatever that actually means. But the NASA astronauts are conducting a spacewalk around the International Space Station. Dude, I am obsessed with space at the moment. The whole idea of us going to Mars, the fact that that's right around the corner, love it. We'll give you the updates right after this. We'll see you in a moment. I had 2 coffees and they right.
Every day, brave young kids around our country fight their own private battle against cancer. To show them that other kids and families have got their back, a portion of the proceeds from every NutriKids product sold will go to secure the next Clover NutriKids Choc Home in Port Elizabeth. A support base where children undergoing treatment and their families are accommodated, supported and given a fighting chance against cancer.
Save big this week with Dion Wired. Get a laser TV projector and 80-inch TV screen bundle for $49,999. Upgrade your kitchen with a Smeg kettle for as little as $24,999. Impress with a silver Samsung side-by-side fridge for $19,999. Jam it up with a JBL Flip 5 for an incredible $1,999. And get a new 32-gig iPad for $5,599.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Follow that funky sound. Time for a Tech Daily update here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. I've watched you change positions about 5 times in the last 30 seconds. Coffee up, coffee down. You know what? You kind of look like an astronaut in zero gravity, just floating right now. See what I did there? I made a connection. This story I absolutely love because I am becoming a little obsessed with space and the idea of traveling to other planets, Mars, becoming a reality. But this one, a little bit closer to home. Becoming an astronaut, we know, might be a dream for many, but even those who train hard enough that are able to achieve that aren't lucky enough to reach the International Space Station and never then able to actually complete a space walk. And you're not just like walking through
Is that a
space,
stroll?
okay? That's when you depart the confines of the space station itself and then walk along its surface in the cold, unforgiving vacuum of space. Okay, so this week, very big one. It marks a special occasion as several astronaut crew members at the International Space Station will each complete a spacewalk with the intent of replacing outdated batteries on the far side of the station, the dark side of the moon.
Wow.
And this is on the outside of the reach of the robotic arm that usually does these sorts of tasks.
Yeah.
How terrifying must be to walk on the outskirts of a space station knowing that there's nothing else. That's it.
And you're literally just like walking on the...
You are attached, okay? You are attached. You have a little tether. So the reason why they're doing this, the batteries themselves will be updated to the latest standard, from nickel iron to the lithium iron found in most smartphones. Amazing. I'm sure a little bit more advanced. And the event will also mark, and this is really cool, the first all-female spacewalk in history as astronauts Christina Koch and Jessica Meir will undertake the mission together.
This is beautiful. It's a beautiful story, but how often do you think these guys actually have to go change these batteries?
Not very often. Because I think these batteries probably go for like 1,000 years after this. Now, these,
makes sense.
I would imagine lithium ion can go for a very long time, but they've got the robotic arm to do most of the.
So you're not sitting there and asking your wife, "Oh, would you like to do dinner
where's my
next
charger?
week? Oh, I'll look at the calendar. I might be out to go change batteries out."
Where's my charger? Where's my space station charger? But no, that's very cool. So I would recommend going onto NASA's website or any of their social media feeds. I'm sure they're going to have daily updates. They might even have a live kind of spacewalk there. Very cool.
Well, smartphones obviously are a big thing. Clearly, they're being used for their batteries. We might buy smartphones from different manufacturers as well and brands, but most of them actually run on an operating system called Android, right? Which is maintained by Google, where most of our favorite apps are available. Now, though Google usually lets each manufacturer customize their own smartphones, the company has now taken a rather unusual step. Now, they're saying that going forward, Google has declared that Android smartphone makers must now include a new app by default on all of their phones called Digital Well-being, okay? And what might be a useful addition to parents, Digital Well-being records and manages how you spend your time on your device. Yeah, it monitors all of that. Now, through Digital Well-being, users can set limits on how often they're able to access their phone and set time limits for each app. So you can actually go into an app and say, I want to spend only half an hour, set that up, especially if you're struggling with how much time you're spending with looking at that screen.
You see me judgmentally looking at it.
I can feel it, I can feel it. Now, furthermore, the service can also calculate how many notifications have been delivered to you and then schedule do not disturb sessions. I think it's fantastic. Now, Android smartphone manufacturers will be required to pre-install the service going forward, and it remains to be seen when the first smartphones with the app available from the get-go will hit the market. But I think it's an incredible innovation.
I mean, it's quite a big thing for them to make this a default app within the the makeup of these phones, because it's kind of, in essence, taking some control away from the end user. So that's quite a brave, quite a bold move in that sense. But I mean, how many hours do you reckon you spend on your phone a day?
About 3.
And truthfully?
7.
7, exactly. No, look, I'm probably not that much better. I do all of my emailing through my phone. I'm constantly connecting to get updates, to read messages, those sorts of things. So I think... a good opportunity for us to be able to just digitally unplug.
So if you find any interesting tech stories that maybe help us unplug and live life a little bit better, a little bit more, maybe let us know by sharing those stories with us on our Facebook page. It's Expresso Morning Show SABC3, and we'll be sure to check them out.
Dion Wired, where humans go for technology.
I'm a pick-a-bocky, see. The time has... I'm going to remember it. I will. I remember what we called our game show. It was amazing. We do, in fact, have boxes to be picked. 3 boxes, in fact. 3 incredible, awesome prizes that could be yours. By now, you will know that we have these 3 epic pieces of tech up for grabs, courtesy of Dion Wired. Some good mates who have provided some very generous prizes. In these boxes, I can't reveal which ones, an iPhone 11 in another box, an Xbox 1S.
Smells like that.
We reviewed it yesterday.
Yeah.
And then in the other, an equally awesome Samsung Galaxy Note 10. Wow. Awesome,
Okay,
awesome.
well, every Friday for the next 3 weeks, we could be calling you live on the show to pick a box and reveal your prize. So get yourself in the running. SMS the keyword Dion Wyatt. That's Dion Wyatt, your name and your email address to 33728. But that's not all. Every time you SMS in, you're also entered into the grand prize draw to win a 30-second trolley dash in a Dion Wyatt store worth, listen to this, 100,000 rand. So get your SMSs in because winning has literally never been this easy.
And remember, those SMSs are going to cost you just about 50. No free SMSs apply. But the competition ends on the 23rd of October at 9 o'clock. And you can find all of the terms and conditions that do apply on our website, expressoshow.com. It looks like a phone.
I feel like phones in here, and I feel like the Xbox is in there.
Really?
Yeah. Should we check? Should we check? No? Should we check? No?
Don't you dare.
Let's check.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Okay, we're going to see you after the break to get into a bit of entertainment news, see what our stars are getting up to. We'll see you in just a moment while you ponder what's in the box.
Bring home more than just memories of Mauritius with Club Med's all-inclusive holiday packages for families, friends and active couples. Choose from 3 Club Med Mauritius resorts and save up to 15% on your December 2019 booking with their early booking bonus. Extra bonus, kids under 12 stay free in Mauritius and fly free on Air Mauritius. Contact the agency by Club Med to book and visit clubmed.co.za for details.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to it. It is your feel-good breakfast show. It's Expresso live right here on ABC3. It is a Wednesday. It is Hump Day, the 9th of October. Thanks so much for choosing to wake up with us this morning. It's time for us to check in on what's happening in the world of entertainment. What are the stars doing?
You know why they call it Hump Day, right? Because Wednesday is like that pinnacle of the week, and once you're over it, we're seeing the weekend. I can see it already. Anyways, well, Miss Universe 2017 local girl Demi Lee Nell Peters has been splitting her time between her home country, Mzansi, and her adopted new country of the United States of America, as she's been planning her wedding to popular professional baseball and former professional football player Tim Tebow. Now, the Lovebirds met at his Night to Shine charity last year, to which he invited Demi Lee because he knew that his sister, who has since unfortunately passed away, was suffering with special needs. Now, his sister and Demi attended the particular event, which was hosted in South Africa, and from that night on, she and Tim started talking, and according to the beauty queen, kind of haven't stopped since. Now, the twosome have been giving everyone #couple goals, as a couple of weeks ago, they shared a video of the two of them rehearsing their wedding dance. And on Monday, melted everyone's hearts with how much Tim has been learning about Demi's culture. In a video posted to Tim's Instagram, he shares his appreciation for a certain cured and dried meat. Let's take a look.
So one of the things that Demi has shared with me is something called durvosh, but also biltong.
No way, what you call it?
Durvosh. Durvosh.
Good.
That was better.
Yeah, that was better.
Yeah, that was better.
You got it.
I mean, this Afrikaans thing is pretty tough, but This is not tough. It's amazing.
It's so good.
It is so
You
good.
like the drogosh better than the biltong, right? The
I like
biltong
both.
is like sliced.
Yeah, it's like sliced.
Drogosh. I love how he says it, huh?
Drogosh.
You would have laughed at him, because that's how you are.
I wanted to laugh.
I know.
Stopped myself. I would totally watch their reality show if they came out with
Exactly.
one. I think it would be very interesting. I wonder if she's taught him how to sokkie. Because you can't be an Afrikaans meisie, loop en gaan thuis by die Americas and nie teach the person hoe om te sokkie.
Oh, okay. Kan jy sokkie?
Ek wil leer.
Anyways, Tim goes on to a wax lyrical about drogosh, saying that he loves the meat and wants to stay lean. Then this is even better than American beef jerky. We know it's better than beef jerky because it's super clean and has no preservatives. Demi then goes on to test Tim's Afrikaans proficiency and gives him a quick lesson on basic phrases. Take note, Tabiso.
So hang on, you got drogosh, you got biltong. What other South African words do you know? You know many. Don't look at me like that. You know many.
Livio.
Okay. That means I love you.
Livio bio.
Yes. And when you're cold.
Buy a coat.
Yes.
Kuyata.
Good. That's good day. And buy a coat is very cold. And you know how I taught him? I said, when it's very cold, buy a coat. So buy a coat. Like, buy a coat. And if you want to say thank you very much, you say buy a donkey.
Oh, man. That is so
buy
cute.
a donkey.
That
I
is
love that.
so cute.
We need to teach people phonetically, buy a donkey.
Buy a
Oh, very
donkey.
cool.
That is so cute. I love that they've taught each other something because he's taught her how to speak in an American accent, which she now does permanently.
She's really got that American accent
Just does
down
that.
there. I really like it.
And soon he'll be speaking in Afrikaans.
Exactly.
Full on. I love
Wonderful. Bringing the world together. We love the celebration, integration, and exchange of culture that takes place when people from opposite ends of the world find love with each other. So wishing those two lovebirds all of the best. You wanted to say something?
So we get to shift now to prime time this evening. Of course, presenter search on 3D Expresso edition has really gotten real now. Our contestants are being put to the test. And for this week's episode, our talented hopefuls had to present an insert that channels that feel-good energy of Expresso's morning show. So now one of the very important causes being featured tonight, and we absolutely love this, is the volunteer wildfire services. They are kept very busy here in the Western Cape. Some incredible human beings giving their time, putting their bodies on the line. And we are now joined by Peter Wynn, John Meinking and Nikki Greenberg, who are all volunteer firefighters, here to tell us, I think, a little bit more about the importance of the work that they do, but open a window into what must be the most incredible and stressful situations, environments that you guys volunteer. That's the key word, yeah, volunteer to go into. So first of all, thank you so much for coming to play along with us. I'm sure a lighter moment in what must be a pretty hectic line of work. Maybe, Peter, I can start with you. If someone decides to volunteer, are you a little bit silly, a little bit crazy? Is it a calling? What prompted you personally to want to put yourself and your life on the line, pretty much, for this effort?
Look, I think a lot of people volunteer because they love being out in the environment. A lot of them are outdoorsy kind of people, and they want to give something back to the community. It's a very different way to give back. It's an adrenaline rush, as you mentioned. As odd as it sounds for those who join, there is a fun behind it as well for that. But you are serving the community. You are making a bigger difference, particularly with things like the drought as it recently is, predicting water catchments and things like that.
I know, I can feel the community and the vibe, and I've been lucky enough to work alongside firefighters, volunteers, and really get a window into how hectic the situation can be. What are some of the more extreme environments, situations, John, that you have entered into? I heard of statistics between 1,000 and 1,500 wildfires can occur in the Western Cape in just one season. That is insane. So how hectic can it get?
It can get quite hectic at times, but our training really comes to the fore during that time. Safety is tantamount. But things can get out of control. There can be a wind shift. All of a sudden, the fire jumps the road, or there's a spot fire, and things start to escalate. But we know how to handle that. So it can get a bit hairy.
scary at times.
Your beard's only just grown back.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, I've just trimmed it now because it was a bit fire susceptible. Yeah.
Nikki, I think the most important part is because there is something very generous about you taking your devotion to community and to the wild to this degree. But how can we, if we don't have the time or the gumption to the adrenaline-fueled nature to go out and do this, how can people support your efforts?
Look, there are various ways to support. Obviously, if you would like to be a firefighter, minimum requirements would be that you're 18 and fairly fit. Our recruitment season opens in March, April each year. But, of course, there are various options and ways in which you can support. Best advice would be to visit our website, click on the support tab. There are options like Give and Gain, SnapScan, My School, in which people can contribute. And then, obviously, we run a series of events every year. So we've got an upcoming golf day this Monday at Steenberg, which we're still looking to fill. And then, of course, we've got trail challenges, Cape Town cycle tour all year round that obviously help us raise funds. So we are an NPO, we aren't subsidised, we don't get any grants, so all our funding is entirely dependent on public support.
And just, I mean, I now understand the relationship between the drought and lack of water and wildfires destroying the vegetation that we need to be able to create the sponge to soak up the water. So there is a very strong connection there. One thing that, I don't know if you guys are used to that, going onto TV, being interviewed, if this feels more scary than broaching a wildfire. But
give us a fire.
Young Kutle Adams, one of the finalists in Presenter Search on 3, had the wonderful job of being able to kind of enter into your world. What was she like? How did it go?
I think it was a great experience. I think we ran her through her paces.
Good.
We ran a drill. I think she got a little bit wet in the drill as well,
yes.
Which she's very keen, very enthusiastic. I had a lot of fun with it. It was on Heritage Day as well, which really helped tie everything together with us protecting the heritage and things like that. So it was good. I hope she goes far.
Yeah, I was going to ask, do you think she's got what it takes? Now you've seen how silly our job actually is. Do you think she can go all the way?
I think, well, listen, compared to the others, they've all got their pros and cons and stuff, but she's got great energy. Yeah, she's willing to jump in there. I think she's got it.
Do you think she could make it as a volunteer firefighter?
That's an interesting question. I think we'll have to see, won't we?
Well, maybe she can join us for training season next year. I think it's in March we start, and then we can put her through her paces. It's all to do with fitness, but there's skills involved. Yeah, listen, it's for anybody who really enjoys the mountain, who's fairly fit and who's keen to learn and we're all passionate about what we do.
Yeah, clearly, and who cares? I get a sense that there is a devotion there that goes beyond just kind of a sense of responsibility, but there is a care for each other and a care for this beautiful planet, this beautiful country of ours. So thank you so much for your continued volunteer service, you crazy people. Thank you for looking after us to the degree that you are. It's a very, very special thing. And if you want to delve a little deeper into their amazing lives, you can, of course, delve into all of the excitement on Presenter Search on 3. It really is heating up. Excuse the pun. Just 4 more weeks, I can't believe it, of this journey to find out who will take the 2 coveted presenting spots right here on your feel-good breakfast show. And you can share in this exciting process by tuning into Presenter Search on 3, the Expresso edition, every Wednesday night at 7:30 p.m. in the evenings, and the repeat going out on a Saturday at 1 p.m. right here on SABC3, where the stage is yours. So be sure to stick around after the break. Peter, John, Nikki, they're going to show us what it takes to be a volunteer firefighter.
It's your time to shine with Presenter Search on 3 and Orbit Gum.
It's your time to shine with Orbit Gum and Presenter Search on 3, the Expresso edition. Follow the journey as the top contestants work through weeks of grueling challenges, fighting for one of 2 presenter spots on Expresso, all to be decided in a nail-biting finale. It's your time to shine with Presenter Search on 3, the Expresso edition. Wednesday evenings at 7:30, repeat Saturdays at 1, only on SABC3.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Happy birthday, a very happy birthday to you.
A very happy birthday to you indeed. You're back with your feel-good breakfast show. It's Expresso right here on SABC3. And you know what that tune means? It means we're going to wish a few beautiful people a very happy birthday. Who do we have?
We got lots of people. We've got Ivana. Do you remember Ivana?
Yes!
Oh, a favorite of this show. Ivana, happy 7th birthday. You bring so much joy and sunshine into our lives. May God continue to bless you, love you lots. This is from Tanya. Ivana is a dance superstar of our country.
Such a little angel.
A cutie of note. Love you, homegirl. And here's another one here. Happy 20th birthday to Kyle. May your day be blessed with portions of love that brightens it from your mom, Leighton and Worcester family. Happy birthday.
This. Yes, also happy first birthday to my angel heart, Kenya. May God bless you and guide you always, baby. Love from Mummy, Daddy, Oma, Marissa, and Auntie Nicole. Also, very happy birthday going out to Tando, who is finally 15 years old. Woo. Happy birthday to you, Mtase. We wish you many more... Why are you laughing? We wish you many, many more years to come. I love you so much. Love, cousin Lindiwe. Why are you laughing?
Mtase!
Are you laughing?
How's it,
When
Mtase?
people don't know.
You know, like that girl,
Don't be like that, kids.
Peters.
Don't be like that.
Nell Peters teaching that one about Tropos. Same story, same vibe. Shanae is 16 years old today. Happy birthday to Shanae. May God's richest blessings rest upon your life. We love you so much. This is from Mummy and brothers Brendan and Keenan. And to Matthews Kabate, I wish my husband a selfless, caring and loving father to our kids. Matthews Kabate, a happy 44th birthday. We love you, Papa, from your one and only wife, Ntabi saying. Happy birthday.
Okay, we've got a sweet 16th birthday going out to big girl Shadika. I know you don't always give, rather get what you want, but I do my best to give you what you need. Enjoy your special day. Your mummy loves you lots. I love that one. How about this one going to Dayden? Happy birthday, Dayden, aka Doody. May God keep you under his wings and continue to bless you. We love you so much. Much love from Mom, Blah, and Micah.
Beautiful. And then we've got another one here for Logan Gerard. Happy 11th birthday to my most amazing son, Logan. I'm so proud of your heart and compassion for others. I'm so grateful for your commitment to be the best boy ever. What a beautiful feeling seeing you growing up into such a wonderful young man. It has been an honor and blessing being your father. What a beautiful message. May you be blessed with an extraordinarily bright and happy future. Happy birthday, Logan. And then it's also Tanzel's birthday today. Happy crown birthday, Tanzel. Woo. Love you a lot. Enjoy your special day. This is from Omi, Opie, Mummy, and your aunts. Happy birthday, Tanzel.
Also, a very big happy birthday going to my mother and grandmother, Maria and Emily. As we're celebrating your lives today, we wish you nothing but great things in life. Many more years to come from your dearest daughter and granddaughter, Londi.
Happy birthday. What a beautiful, beautiful bunch of messages we have received. You can get yours through to us by emailing birthdays@kadova.tv. If you are celebrating your birthday or if you know of a loved one that's celebrating their birthday and you want to show them some love. But of course, we're always looking for videos as well. WhatsApp us those videos, 071-6406-551. 15 seconds, put them on. What now?
All right, let's delve into those international and local headlines as we move into 7 o'clock this morning. Let's start here in SA, where 4 of the 7 state-owned enterprises that report to the Department of Public Enterprises have been receiving either qualified or disclaimed audit reports for the past 5 years. 3 of them, South African Express, South African Airways and Alex Corps, have been unable to present their audit reports due to liquidity challenges. Although these entities have indicated that they have turnaround plans, they have not yet taken off. This report was presented by the Office of the Auditor General in Parliament yesterday. Then government's openness to renewable energy does not indicate the immediate demise of coal-powered energy. The Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources, Gwede Mantashe, has told delegates at the Windaba 2019 summit in Cape Town yesterday. This amid speculation around an energy mix due to be announced in the upcoming long-term plan plan for energy generation to be sent to Cabinet next week. Montashe said there was room in rural areas not only to build projects and infrastructure in the renewable space, but also to supply clean and affordable energy for rural households. Then further afield, an Ethiopian Airlines jet yesterday made an emergency landing in Dakar with one of its engines on fire. All 90 passengers and crew were unharmed, airport officials have said. The Boeing 767 aircraft had just taken off from Dakar airport en route to Addis Ababa when the pilot requested to return and make an emergency landing. Ethiopian Airlines confirmed the incident without giving more details on the cause. Of course, we all remember an Ethiopian Airlines Boeing 737 MAX crashed in March shortly after taking off from Addis Ababa, killing all 157 people on board. Then on to the US, where President Donald Trump yesterday defended the decision to block a top diplomat from testifying in a congressional impeachment probe, calling the procedure a kangaroo court. He tweeted, as he does, that he would be testifying before a totally compromised kangaroo court where Republicans' rights had been taken away. Trump was referring to the US ambassador to the EU, Gordon Sondland, who had been due to testify before Democratic lawmakers looking into allegations that Trump abused his office by pressuring the Ukraine to investigate election opponent Joe Biden. And then finally, our furry friends are leveling up. While medical science is progressing in leaps and bounds, so-called doctor dogs are playing an increasingly important role in successfully detecting a variety of conditions, including cancers, malaria, Parkinson's disease, and other health issues to help scientists better protect humans. Maria Gudovich, author of the best-selling Dr. Dogs, How Our Best Friends Are Becoming Our Best Medicine, says these dogs are detecting diseases that until recently no one even realized had a scent. For instance, autism assistance dogs can apply calming pressure to owners, and diabetic alert dogs alert handlers to blood sugar changes. Hank, a Labrador retriever, provides a very special service to a teen with severe schizophrenia. He just seems to know when she's about to experience hallucinations and then provides a calming presence. On that tail-wagging note is where we leave our headlines for now. Let's delve into the sport. Let's kick it off with the Rugby World Cup. The Springboks claiming a sublime 66-7 thrashing over Canada in their final Rugby World Cup Pool B fixture to advance to the tournament quarterfinals in Kobe yesterday. South Africa's scrum half Cobus Reinach made history by scoring Rugby World Cup's fastest ever hat-trick, scoring 3 tries in just 20 minutes of the match. And it was another fantastic performance by Arja Snyman, who was awarded player of the match. And Damian Willemse also had a great day. He made his World Cup debut, touching down for his first try in Japan. Then sad news, the most successful Springbok Sevens captain ever, Philip Snyman, yesterday announced his retirement from all forms of rugby following a career-ending back injury. Snyman made his Blitzbok debut back in 2008 and has since won 3 HSBC World Rugby Sevens Series Championship titles, bronze at the Rugby World Cup Sevens last year, and of course Olympic bronze back in 2016. He played in 62 World Series tournaments and represented South Africa on 276 occasions. What a career. Blitzbok coach Neil Powell said it was an honour and privilege to be a part of Snyman's career for so long. We certainly wish him well on the next phase of that career. Then it's all about the Olympics as the countdown has begun, and South African gymnast Caitlin Roskrantz has booked her spot at the Olympic Games set to take place in Japan next year following her impressive performance at the ongoing Artistic World Championships in Germany. The 17-year-old from Johannesburg reached a total score of 49.466, just beating out fellow South African gymnast Naveen Dairies, who will have the opportunity to qualify for the global showpiece at the African Championships in 2020. The Olympics will kick off on the 24th of July and run up until the 9th of August next year. Then on to a football story that's been evolving since the weekend. Liverpool's Mohamed Salah limped off the field on Saturday during his team's 2-1 win over Leicester City. Scans have since revealed that he only twisted his ankle and hopes to be available for selection when his team face Manchester United. Salah went down following a challenge by the Foxes midfielder Hamza Choudhury and was substituted, and the Reds will of course be taking on the Red Devils at Old Trafford Trafford on the 20th of October in a massive derby game. And we'll try to match Man City's record of 18 Premier League wins on the trot. And then throwing forward, lots of rugby action on the way. We've got our Rugby World Cup, obviously currently underway with Argentina up against the USA at the Kumagaya Rugby Stadium. Then later, Scotland, who've only been in action twice during the World Cup so far, they'll be taking on Russia in their third pool stage match, and that starts at 9:15 this morning. And then our final World Cup fixture for today will see Pool D's Wales up against Fiji. Both of these teams looking for the win in order to qualify for the quarterfinals of the tournament, and that kicks off at 11:45. And that's where we leave our sport for now.
Thank you very much, Jima. Let's take a first look at your roads this morning. We start off out in Gauteng in Midrand on the N1 southbound. There has been a stationary vehicle there after Olifantsfontein Road obstructing one lane, so please approach with caution. And if you're in the Western Cape in Belleville, there is congestion on the N1 inbound. That's between Yip de Jager Drive and the Kubeg interchange. The average traveling speed over there is 25 kilometers per hour with delays up to 20 minutes. If you're rushing off to the trains, well, the T2580 train is delayed due to faulty points at Kraaifontein, so please allow for extra travel time this morning. Hopefully that saves you a bit of time. The next report will be in just over half an hour.
Okay, sweetie, time to blow out your candles.
Don't ruin the moment. Prevent allergies or cold and flu with fast-acting powder nasal spray from the Nexa range. Nexa, brought to you by Pharmadynamics.
We've asked you to send in your sunrise pictures. Thank you so much, Johannes Boysen, for sending us your sunrise picture from Atlantis in the Western Cape, where intervals of clouds and sun can be expected with chilly temperatures towards the evening, reaching a maximum of 16 degrees. Danielle De Bruyn also sent us her sunrise picture from Umdloti, where partly cloudy conditions can be expected with occasional sunshine and times of rain, reaching a maximum of 24 degrees. Beautiful pictures. Thank you so much, guys. You can send yours through to us on our Facebook, Expresso Morning Show, SABC3. And now I look at those temperatures, starting off out in Polokwane, 17. That's your low today, reaching a high of 31. With high humidity out in Mbombela, 17 minimum and a maximum of 32 degrees. Sunny Pretoria, 15. That's your low, reaching highs of 33. And if you're out in Johannesburg today, your low is 14, reaching a high of 30 degrees. Highest temperatures in the country, that's for you, Mahikeng in Bokoni Bophirima, 14, reaching a high of 35. With Klerksdorp, sunny today, 11 and a high of 35. And a southwesterly wind traveling at 18 kilometers per hour. That's for you, Kimberley, 8. That's your low, reaching a high of 30. Bloemfontein, 8 and 30, with Richards Bay starting off at 17, peaking at 31 degrees today. Pietermaritzburg, high humidity for you, expected 11. That's your low, reaching a high of 30, with Durban starting off at 17, reaching those highs of 24 degrees. If you're out in Mthatha, brace yourself. A couple of showers today, 8. That's your minimum, and your maximum temperatures 20, with East London expecting heavy rainfall today, 11. That's your low, reaching a high of 19. Craddock, 3 and 20, with Port Elizabeth, a couple of showers expected there, 10, reaching a max of 18. And heavy rainfall for George, 8 minimum and a maximum of 15 degrees. The lowest temperatures in the country, that's Sutherland, -3. That's your low, reaching highs of 13. With the mother city in Cape Town, 10, reaching a high of 16 rather. Occasional rain is expected for Worcester, 1, reaching a high of 15, with Springbok starting off at 5, peaking at 18 degrees today. Uppington, lastly, it's sunny today, but you can expect that southwesterly wind traveling at 22 kilometers per hour, and your temperatures 10, reaching a maximum of 27 degrees. And that's where we leave it for now. The next report in just over half an hour. Leanne, what are we doing now? We're giving people a chance to go to Curacao.
That's right. We're giving everyone a chance to enter to star in Tropica Island of Treasure, Curacao, if you're looking for fame and fortune. Now, you could be selected as one of the 6 consumer contestants going to the beautiful Curacao in the Caribbean, featured on the hit TV series. Plus, you also stand a chance of winning a shared 1 million rand with a celebrity partner. So all you have to do is WhatsApp the keyword TIOT9 to 063 921 8395 for audition details. Plus, remember to buy Tropica for details to stand a chance of winning hundreds and thousands of prizes. If you could be winning with Tropica Island of Treasure, what would you do to do so? All you have to do is WhatsApp TIOT9 now to 063 921 8395 for audition details. Remember that T's and C's and more information can be found on tropica.co.za.
There's nothing smoother than winning when you buy Tropica. To enter for Tropica Island of Treasure Curacao, buy any size and your favorite flavor of Tropica in fresh or long life. Find the unique code behind the label or the sticker. Then follow the entry details on the pack and you could win daily prizes of airtime, cash, LG Q60 smartphones, 55-inch LG UHD smart artificial intelligence digital TVs, steam dishwashers, Caribbean tan hampers, or guest watches. That's more than 100,000 prizes. Now, for your chance at competing in Tropica Island of Treasure Curacao, record a video audition of yourself describing how you would outsmooth your competition on the island. Then load that video onto Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook with hashtag TIOT9 or WhatsApp the video to 063 921 8395. And it could be you winning a share of 1 million rand plus smooth fame and fortune while flying with KLM to the Caribbean for this season of Tropica Island of Treasure Curacao.
Oh man, having a lot of fun here chatting to Peter, John and Nikki, our volunteer firefighters who brought some toys for us. Of course, they had the opportunity to be interviewed by Kutle Adams, one of the finalists and presenter Search on 3. So you'll get the scoop on that tonight at 7:30 live right here on 3 as presenter Search on 3. The Expresso edition continues, but right now you can see I'm a little bit excited.
I think.
I've kind of seen what you guys do. I've been able to touch on it before, and I'm amazed at. It's so physical, the work that you do, but there are so many different things involved. So T and I are going to get a little bit of an education.
Yes, we are. Yes,
I just love this, the giant fly swatter you've brought here. It's really, really cool.
Luckily, guys, I learned very fast. By the end of this, I'll be ready to come join you as a volunteer. Honestly, no training required.
Okay. Yeah. And there is a lot of training, so don't make no mistake. Okay, so Buddy, John, take it, or Peter, take it away. Give us the lowdown on what's going on and what we got here.
So what we're going to do is basically we've got a couple of the major tools that we use. Most of the time we're hiking deep into the mountains, so we don't get water. A lot of the times it's straight up in front of the flames. So we're just going to start, Nikki, John, if you guys can start kitting up. So they're going to kit up into the PPE that we would, personal protective equipment that we'd normally be wearing.
Thanks for breaking that down. I was going to say, oh, the PPE, of course. Yeah.
So they're going to be setting up into that. By the time they're done, you should only be able to see.
This is why John couldn't talk through this. Okay, now
I like that the PPE is quite trendy as well. I mean, I could don this on a Saturday, just rocking up there.
Nikki loves the flattering nature of the uniform in general. I mean,
but you need this, and I'm presuming like this is fire retardant to a degree. But the fumes, the smoke. It's got to be intense.
Yeah, we can't get anywhere close without the equipment on. So if they weren't wearing that, they would notice immediately.
Yeah.
If there's a little bit of skin showing around the goggles, then they'd be pulling back straight over.
You'll feel it.
So you see when like John is nearly fully kitted up there, he's basically got just his eyes are showing in there. So that'll keep him protected as much as possible. Obviously, we have to rotate out quite quickly. It can be a couple hundred degrees up there to 800 degrees.
How hot can it get?
600 to 800 degrees sometimes.
Sure.
So it's in and out.
Like the surface of the sun, basically, is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Wow.
So once they kit it up, then they're going to grab some tools for that. So John, do you want to grab some beaters and then?
Can I grab a beater?
Yeah, there you go.
Can I grab
you want to grab a raker?
Yeah.
And then Nikki, do you want to take the hose?
Well, it's quite a hefty. Hey. Whoa.
So then we'd be very much working in teams with those. This is not a occupation for one. We got in teams of 5 to 8, depending on what's happening. So then the guys will be working together.
And I would imagine for effectiveness, but also because you need to have each other's back.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. There's a couple of people looking around. One of those is great by itself, but when you've got 4 or 5 of them in a row, also
you'll beat that fire.
Yeah.
And
what do you do with the rake then? What are you raking out?
So at the end of a lot of it, we don't get water to put out the embers. So a lot of it is is just clearing the fuel back, let it burn itself out. And also, we can only engage flames 1.5 to 2 meters high with those tops.
Okay.
So sometimes we'll pull back, we'll cut in a break, we'll wait till the fire
Making
gets
a
to
fire
us.
break, essentially, we're removing fuel for the fire to be able to burn, so it has to...
One of my colleagues calls it high-speed gardening. There's a fire approaching, you've got to clear this area before it gets there.
Yeah, very physical, what's the technique of beating?
So, John, do you want to go through?
Show me.
Okay. You can come and stand on the side of your Graham.
Right, cool.
And then Graham, come in here with me.
Okay.
All right.
And then me.
And then what you're
you'd follow up at the end.
Okay. We're going to lift up the beater.
Right.
And then we're going to hit the ground softly. Yep.
So we don't destroy this.
Okay. And then what you're going to do is you're going to smother.
There we go. There we go.
Again.
And then you'd be following up behind, cleaning up behind them, basically. There we go. There we go.
So basically, it's like the movie 300, where you're driving the person back. That is awesome.
So we'd be making sure that it's all clear and things like that.
This is a hugely satisfying exercise. It must be hugely cathartic to see that fire push back.
One of those things is one of the most amazing things for me is once you've been working out there, you've got a decent long fire line. You get to the top of the mountain, you can look back on the past couple of kilometers that you put out. You've been working 8 hours. There's 2-3 kilometers of fire line that's gone out.
Must be fulfilling.
Very fulfilling. And there's times when I drive around the peninsula and you see areas where you know that fire line is, there's young fellas like, I stopped it there. I was part of that team, or I led that team.
Was me.
Exactly.
One of the things most synonymous with firefighting is obviously the hose pipes.
So would this connect to, like, would you have a vehicle? Thanks, buddy. How would you gain access to water in the far-flung places? Is that do you have to have a big one of the trucks come out?
For most of it, within the peninsula and within the national parks and around urban centres, we'll obviously have fire trucks there for that. Deeper in the bush, they will take them as far as they can go. So we talk about the wildland-urban interface, which is the area where we need to protect to make sure that we don't lose houses.
Yeah, it's where it gets really scary. Yeah,
and that's where the guys are coming in with the big trucks, and that'll be the your municipal services for that. Are you going to give this?
It's not very light.
Are you letting them do? How much does one of these things weigh? I remember hoisting one up at an exercise.
So it's about 10 kgs or so as empty. When it's full, it's about 50 kgs with water in it.
Wow.
So once you've got a bunch of legs dragging it.
So the trick is to throw this out, with as much force as you need.
Why am I
you want to just make sure that you grab the
Why am I not that confident in your...
And then,
you're just letting him do it, eh?
Come on, Teresa.
It'll be like a captain that says, throw the hose!
So think about bowling when you're doing it. So nice and low and bowl it out rather than...
Do you bowl? That was good.
Like lawn bowling.
Bowling action.
That's how
you roll hose, yeah.
Okay. So, Captain, what would you
What do you say? What's the...
Well, no, we give a single for more hose.
Okay.
And then you roll that out.
I go, okay. Are you guys ready? All right.
There we go. That's not bad.
That's pretty good.
And you got a perfect arc on it.
I'm actually didn't get anything.
Well done. That's really cool.
Then we clip in. Then we clip in, and it'd be as simple as that. And then off you'd go.
And then you're just like...
and the thing's folded
killing the
in that
fire.
way
Killing
so
the fire.
The pin doesn't end up
exactly
a million miles away.
So yeah. And then we add more as needed for that.
I'm actually starting to get really envious of Kutle now, having the opportunity to spend a proper amount of time with you guys. Thank you so much for the work that you do every day in your volunteer space. So thank you so much.
Yeah.
You look amazing. I'm not going to ask you to speak while you've got your please stay safe. I suppose most importantly when you do the work as we move into fire season. I know you're going to be doing a huge amount. I don't know if you're allowed to put another man's mask on. I don't know.
No, you can go.
Can I keep this for
you can't
sound purposes?
Well, then what am I going to do?
I've been able to see these guys do what they do and see Kutle being put through her paces 7:30 tonight on Presenter Search on 3. You're going to see our remaining contestants really leveling up with some pretty cool insert challenges in their efforts to become the next Expresso presenter. There are 2 coveted spots available. Who is going to get it? The stage is theirs. Will they own it? Guys, thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Nicely done, man.
Science reaches for the truth. It works for the big and small, for the old and young. And with knowledge as our first ingredient, science is at the heart of our food. For differences you can see, feel, and trust. It all starts with science.
Welcome back to it. It is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso, live on SABC3. Now, if you've been paying attention, all of last week we were asking you guys at home to lend a hand by packing, or rather at packing 50,000 meals for the 1 million plus one campaign with the Rise Against Hunger.
50,000 on our way to 1 million plus one. And of course, we kicked it off at Table Bay Mall. A pretty cool opportunity to engage with just anyone I could, really. I just dragged them in there to be a volunteer. You were there.
I was there. We were packing. It was so much fun. We got to see little kids getting involved, families getting involved, and really just having fun, but at the same time doing this for such an incredible cause.
Yeah, no, completely. So the first 50,000 done and dusted, and with those efforts, 160 kids fed for an entire year. What an awesome, awesome day. Take a look.
Am I allowed to say 50,160? Because there was that extra.
Yes, you are allowed. Our campaign to pack hashtag 1 million plus one meals in support of Rise Against Hunger officially kicks off today at Table Bay Mall. No mean feat. We have the target of packing 50,000 meals today. Meals that will go towards supporting creches and caregivers, looking after some of our most precious and unfortunately most vulnerable assets, our children. Children that would have gone without any meal at all were it not for Rise Against Hunger. So we obviously know Carla's face well from our build-up to this incredible event. Now that it's actually arrived, it's always a big sigh of relief for me, but the job is nowhere near finished, which is why I'm guessing Carla's rolled up her sleeves literally and has gotten involved. Now that the day has arrived, how are you feeling that your centre has finally embraced what's going on?
Well, I tell you, when we arrive in the morning after the setup of last night and we see that everybody is here, the boxes are packed, we're excited to start, it's just a really great feeling. Our shoppers are involved, CBC is here with us this morning bright and early, so yes, we've already stuck in and we're doing it.
These boxes are not going to pack themselves. This entire campaign would fall horribly short without some phenomenal volunteers. Every year that we have done this and we've ramped it up, one school, CBC, has been here at the beginning and with the very last box that we pack, and it's been the same this year. They've come out in their numbers. They are the best looking school undoubtedly on the planet. Now, they are the most generous people that I've ever encountered. Ryan, why did you volunteer to come out and help Rise Against Hunger today?
Well, I think it's very important because we have so many starving kids in South Africa, and it shouldn't be like that. No one should be starving because that is a necessity. You shouldn't die because of something that you can't get.
As a school, we are a family, so we feel that aspect of not being able to take care of your family, because you always want to take care of each other. So knowing that a family can't do that, we as our school family want to help.
There's nothing better than seeing families coming together to support other families who don't have that helping hand. And I've got I'm guessing a mom and daughter team here. Why have you guys come to help here? Why did you just suddenly step up to do this?
We were on our way to the bank, and then she asked us if we want to help, and we're like, okay, let's quickly rush to the bank before they close, and then we came back. And also when they told us what is it for, so it's a little we can do. You don't have to always bring money, you can bring your hands, and then that is contributing.
People come, they plan their day, they're going to do shopping, they see what's happening, they see you, and they want to get involved. In fact, there was a little kid here just now who came to say, can I help? And I said, of course you can. So yes, that is that spirit of camaraderie.
You want to know what this campaign is all about? It's about young people stepping up for other young people, about kids stepping up to show us adults how you really give back, the spirit of love and generosity, just like Seren over here. Seren, first of all, you're an amazing human being. How old are you?
I'm 8.
Just 8 years old. What's it been like packing today? What job have you been doing?
I've been putting on the stickers and it's been really fun.
Why do you think it's so important to give back? Why are you here today?
To save the young children from being very hungry.
Most of these children can't even afford a decent education, so to speak. So they stay in, if there's a Goko at home, living on the corner, she's the caregiver for the whole community. And it's overcrowded, the kids are there, they're sitting in the lounge, there's about 30, 40 kids of them. And we step in and we help them and we provide a nutritionally balanced meal. And 99% of the time, it is the only meal that that child receives for the day.
This has actually all been a little overwhelming. With the 50,000 meals packed today, we will effectively feed 160 children for an entire year. But it's just the first step towards our hashtag 1 million plus one meals. Plus one, because we are always looking forward to the next child until every hungry belly is full. We can and we will eradicate extreme hunger in South Africa with Rise Against Hunger. Thank you so much, Table Bay Mall.
Oh, you can hear a Mukhma voice. I was like, oh. I'm so proud of everyone that stepped up on that day. I mean, so many people I was just guilting into coming to help us. I was literally just, I'm like, you are going to come here right now and just drag them on. But we did it, and 50,000 is a lot. That's
a lot,
half of what we did for our entire campaign last year we were able to do, so I'm very excited.
But also just seeing people who aren't being zapped into the space, who are actually just asking how they can get involved is also inspiring as well.
On a different level, guys.
Exactly.
On a different level.
That's so cool. And of course, with your generosity, they have the first 50,000 meals packed and ready to ship to the amazing caregivers looking after some of our most vulnerable children. Now on to the next 40,000, right, G? As your partnership with Rise Against Hunger for the hashtag 1 million plus one meal campaign moves to Somerset Mall this Saturday, the 12th of October. So we just need a little bit more of your time and love to continue to provide at least one meal for starving young South African children that would have otherwise gone hungry. And we are incentivizing young people, especially by giving schools with the most learners at our meal packing events the chance to come pack the last few meals live on Expresso. Hey, that's amazing.
Yeah, we might even take some of you, like we did with Lotus High, to go and distribute the meals at some of the creches, at the places that are looking after these children. The heartbreaking reality here is that these kids, that's the only meal they're going to get all day. Their parents cannot afford to buy them one meal a day, so are handing them over to other caregivers to feed them, to look after them. And these creches have kind of 30, 40 kids every day with zero resources. They're looking after entire communities. So
that shouldn't be happening.
We can make a massive difference. Imagine 1 million meals.
Plus one. Baby. So while you can just come to Somerset Mall on Saturday, you can also pre-register by clicking on the Somerset Mall volunteer tab on rahafrica.org. Hashtag 1 million plus one. It is possible with your help. These children need us.
Next time on The Next Brand Ambassador, things go horribly wrong, leading to an epic meltdown.
This presentation's terrible.
This whole situation is very embarrassing.
He doesn't consult us as a group?
It's a total lie.
It literally just went over their heads. Why are you playing team leader?
We've messed up.
I'm not going to set somebody up in my team for failure. Stop. How do we even go back to working together?
That's The Next Brand Ambassador, Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. only on SABC3.
Short, okay. All right.
It's my feel-good breakfast
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso right here on SABC3.
I missed you, eh? Like, you were gone for like a day, and I missed you. I can't tell you. It felt like a whole year. Years, in fact. Having a lot of fun connecting with our friends and family. Hopefully you're feeling the same. It's been an awesome Wednesday morning thus far, but we do have some official duties. Let's delve back into those news headlines.
It's 7:30 time for those news headlines. 4 of the 7 state-owned enterprises that report to the Department of Public Enterprises have been receiving either qualified or disclaimed audits reports for the past 5 years. 3 of them have been unable to present their audit reports due to liquidity challenges. Government's openness to renewable energy does not indicate the immediate demise of coal-powered energy. The Minister of Energy and Mineral Resources, Gwede Mantashe, told delegates at the Windaba 2019 summit in Cape Town yesterday. President Donald Trump of the United States yesterday defended the decision to block a top diplomat from testifying in a congressional impeachment probe, calling the procedure a kangaroo court. And finally, earlier this year, we reported on an American billionaire, Robert F. Smith, announcing that he would be setting up a grant to wipe out the entire Morehouse College in Atlanta graduating class of 2019's student loan debt. Now that the offer has been expanded to also cover those students' parents' education debt. The gift will cost Smith $34 million. Morehouse College President David A. Thomas said that this liberation gift from Robert Smith will be life-changing, and it's hoped that graduates will use their newfound financial freedom to pursue their career goals, to lead and serve the community, and to remember the spirit of the gift given. Morehouse College is the only 4-year liberal arts institution in the United States that's historically black and all-male. That's where we leave it for now. The next report will be in just over half an hour. Here's Graham with a look at your sports.
In the Rugby World Cup action from yesterday, the Springboks claimed a 66-7 win over Canada. That was in their final Rugby World Cup Pool B fixture to advance to the tournament quarterfinals in Kobe. Then on to the Sevens format. Sad news, as the most successful Springbok Sevens captain, Philip Sneeman, yesterday announced his retirement from all forms of rugby following a career-ending back injury. On to our Olympic watch. South African gymnast Caitlin Roskrantz has booked her spot at the Olympic Games set to take place in Japan next year. That was following her very impressive performance at the ongoing Autistic World Championships in Germany. Then on to a football story that's been evolving since the weekend. Liverpool's Mohamed Salah limped off the field on Saturday during his team's 2-1 win over Leicester City. But scans have since revealed that he only twisted his ankle and hopes to be available for selection when his team faces Manchester United. Then throwing forward to our Rugby World Cup action. When last we checked, of course, the game currently underway, Argentina up against the USA at the Komagaya Rugby Stadium, was 14-0 in the favour of Argentina when we last checked, but that might have changed. Then later, Scotland, who has only been in action twice during the World Cup so far, they take on Russia in their 3rd pool stage match, starting at 9:15 this morning. Then our final Rugby World Cup fixture for the day, we'll see Pool D fixture, Wales up against Fiji. Both teams looking for that win to qualify for the quarterfinals of the tournament, starting at 11:45. And then got to send out a massive congratulations to Geordie Smith. It was revealed yesterday that he has qualified for the Olympic Games as well, making it into the top 10 at a World Surf League event currently taking place in France. Scored enough points now to qualify for the World Showpiece. So massive congratulations there. Let's see how the competition out on our roads is looking now with the traffic.
Well, let's take a look at the roads this morning, starting off with Gauteng at Eldorado Park. There's been an accident on the N12 eastbound between the Golden Highway exit and Eldorado Park, so please approach with caution. Taking a look now at the Western Cape in Delft South on the R300 northbound. There's a stationary vehicle after the N2 off-ramp obstructing the emergency lane, so please do keep a lookout for that. And then also on the train lines at Monte Vista, there is an extended travel time of 15 to 20 minutes on the Monte Vista line due to speed restrictions, sets out of service and defective track circuits between Eysterplaat and Esplanade as well. But let's take a look at what's happening in the weather across the country.
A 0 account with 0 surprises. That's different.
Money. We've asked you to send in your sunrise pictures. Jacques Tsia sent us his sunrise picture from Bethlehem in the Free State, where plenty of sunshine can be expected with very warm temperatures reaching a maximum of 30 degrees. Also, Leon Fenter sent us his sunrise from Southport Beach in KZN, where partly cloudy conditions can be expected with periods of rain this afternoon and a southeasterly breeze reaching a maximum of 22 degrees. Polokwane, you're looking at a low of 17 rising to 31. Some high humidity for Mbombela, a low of 17 and a high of 32. Pretoria, your low is 15 reaching 33 degrees. Johannesburg 14 rising to 30. The highest temperature in the country is for Mahikeng with a low of 14 rising to 35. Klerksdorp 11:35. A southwesterly wind of 18 kilometers per hour can be expected for Kimberley with a low of 8 rising to 30. Bloemfontein 8 reaching 30 degrees. Richards Bay 17:31. Some high humidity for Pietermaritzburg with a low of 11 rising to 30. Durban 17:24. A couple of showers for Mthatha with a low of 8 rising to 20. Heavy rainfall for East London with a low of 11 rising to 19 degrees. Cradock 3 reaching 20 degrees. And a couple of showers for Port Elizabeth with a low of 10 rising to 18. Heavy rainfall for George today with a low of 8 reaching 15 degrees. And then the lowest temperature in the country today is for Sutherland, -3 reaching 13 degrees. Cape Town 10 rising to 16. And then occasional rain for Worcester with a low of 1 rising to 15 degrees. Springbok 5 rising to 18. Southwesterly wind of 22 kilometers per hour for Uppington with a low of 10 reaching 27 degrees. Well, that's your traffic and weather details for all across the country today. We'll have another bulletin for you at 8 o'clock.
Oh, man, I'm really excited to be chatting to our next guest here. We obviously are about to kick off World Mental Health Day. We observe that tomorrow. And we are this morning joined by an incredible 31-year-old Remy Kloos, who became an extreme high-altitude mountain climber in her bid to tackle, to maybe assimilate, embrace her own anxiety disorder. So she's made the very brave, slightly crazy decision to do the 7 summits. And she's self-funding the process, which has got to be quite an anxious process all in itself, but she is taking on one of the greatest challenges, I think, of the modern era, something that defies logic, yes, but it's the great equalizer. I think once you've been able to experience this, it puts you in a very elite field, and especially women as young as you embracing this. So Remy, welcome. You are awesome. You've brought the most cool gear with us, some boots that everyone's like, wow. But I think thank you so much for putting this message out there. There are so many of us dealing with varying ranges on the spectrum of anxiety disorders, mental disorders, some unclassified. Most importantly, the big question, why are you doing what you are doing?
Thank you for having me, Graham.
Absolute pleasure.
Yes, like you so rightly said, I suffered from severe anxiety for most of my 20s, and I reached an all-time low in my life, and I realized I did not want to go back to that dark place. So I needed to set myself a challenge to put life into perspective, a challenge so big that it would help me realize my true strength. So I took myself to Kilimanjaro, and standing on the roof...
As one does.
Standing on the roof of Africa, I was just fueled with this electric energy. And from that moment, I knew I had this soulful connection to the mountains and to something so much bigger than me. And I'm so driven to use my high-altitude mountaineering as this message of empowerment, whether it's empowering the youth, women, or all those who suffer from mental health issues. Because like you so rightly said, you know, so many people do suffer from this disease. And it's not life-defining. You know, we can still get through it, but so that's why, like I said, I just want to use this high-altitude mountaineering as this platform to share this bigger message.
For those that are struggling with anxiety right now, how did it feel? What was it like when you felt overwhelmed by that? And for a long time, you said throughout your 20s, what was that experience like?
Yeah, so it actually first started as depression when I was in my late teens, and that was a darkness that just consumed every fiber of my being. But I managed to work my way through the darkness, and then I describe anxiety as this crippling conductor, you know, dictating my moods, my emotions, my feelings, and holding me back from being the most authentic version of me that I so long to be. So I lived in this world of comfort zones, and that's why this high-altitude mountaineering, it's almost counterintuitive, but by pushing myself outside my comfort zone, by letting fear being that compass guiding me forward, it's been the biggest help for my anxiety.
There is something liberating about giving yourself over to a process like that, but you're not just walking off into the distance. There is a huge amount of training, very specific training that comes into play with the high altitude.
Yes.
But how do you prepare yourself for these challenges? What's the next big challenge as well?
So preparation, I always like to have fun. I'm a fun, very positive human, so that's always at the key of my training. So I'll go up Table Mountain, up Platteklip with my 25 kg backpack. I'll do yoga, I'll run, I'll spin. I've never been a big athlete, Graham. That's also the beautiful thing about this journey, is this has only entered my life for 3 years now. I was never a huge athlete, always adventurous. So dreams can come into your life at any point, at any point. And more training, I just like to take a holistic approach to my training. I also like to train the mind, do things that I don't want to do, don't like to do. Cold water swims. It's great for training the mind. And next up was meant to be a mountain called Carson's Pyramid in Papua, but there's been major civil unrest there at the moment, so it's likely to be postponed to the end of the year. But Mount Everest is coming up early next year.
It terrifies me to think of Mount Everest at the moment. We know there has been, it's become kind of, there is a buzz around it. A lot of mountaineers wanting to conquer this greatest of mountains. Let's be honest, it's got the title. I know there are maybe a one higher peak, but there is something truly magical. How does it make you feel to look back to 3 years ago to now? You've just said, oh, and then it's Everest next year.
Yeah.
Did you ever think in your life that you would be climbing Mount Everest?
You know, I don't overthink things. It just is a process and a flow in my life that feels so right. And being in that environment, I've never felt so at home than ever before. The people that you start the expedition with strangers, but after day one, it's family. Everyone is there to offer help. Kindness is a language that knows no, culture, knows no. There are no boundaries behind that language, and that's just so beautiful. And kindness is spoken with so much enthusiasm up on the hills, and it's just a really beautiful environment. And fear is not something that consumes me when I climb. It really isn't. I trust my judgment, and I trust the people I climb with, and that's a big thing. But it's a feeling I can't quite describe. And when you reach that mountain summit, you feel so completely broken, but so beautifully whole at the same time. It's just, very few words can actually put into my emotions.
Stay safe. All the best of luck with the remaining summits. And most importantly, don't stop using your voice to connect with others that have suffered or currently are struggling with mental and anxiety disorders. That's such a powerful thing that you're doing. And enjoy it. Most importantly, just enjoy it. You can follow at Remy Kloos online. You can see how this high-altitude mountaineer is quite literally living her authentic life with every step.
Now, Medicare is the first pharmacy group in South Africa to offer doctor consultations in pharmacy with Video Med.
It's just another way to make your healthcare more convenient and accessible. So I recently got a chance to visit Medicare Pharmacy to find out how healthcare can be as easy as 1, 2, 3. Good morning, everyone. It is Wellness Wednesday with Medicare, and I am at a Medicare pharmacy to find out more about Video Med and all that it has to offer. Now, to tell us more about this revolutionary healthcare option is Sister Marion Reed of Medicare Group. Sister Marion, so good to see you. I have a feeling that I'm about to be introduced to something so revolutionary. Do you want to tell me what exactly is Video Med?
You come in, you've got a problem that you need to see a doctor for. We put all your details into the database. Once we've done that, I just click on a button that says call up the doctor, and There he is on screen, and he will see all your medical history, your vitals, your medication that you're on, whatever allergies you have. He will talk to you and ask you about your problem, and it'll be like just as if you're sitting across the desk.
So just so that I understand, if I were to walk in here struggling with high blood pressure, how exactly would VideoMed work for me?
First thing we would do would be all your vitals, which would be your blood pressure, your temperature, your pulse, your oxygen levels, your height, your weight, all of your details. And then he will discuss it with you, possibly give you a script for whatever medication he feels is appropriate to you. Once the consultation is over, we will print out your script, which you will then be able to take to the pharmacy.
So the doctor doesn't physically have to be in this room, but I'll be interacting with him on the screen. Sister Marion, are there any limitations? Who can be treated, who can't be treated?
Children under the age of 2 cannot be seen by our video docs for obvious reasons. If you have a condition that would require anything more than a Schedule 4 medication, they will ask you to and refer you to another doctor.
So why VideoMed and not your normal GP?
Because of its convenience. In one shop, you can see a pharmacist, a nurse, and you can be referred to a doctor, all within a very short space of time. And the most important part, it is affordable.
I want to know, is VideoMed covered by medical aids though?
This moment in time, no. But in the future, it will possibly be covered by medical aid.
Is there only one doctor available, or do you have a few on your system?
There are 12 doctors that are available on the VideoMed system, and they are available after hours.
Medicare, reinventing pharmacy for you. Absolutely incredible. VideoMed is a whole vibe. I was so happy to find out about it. It's revolutionizing healthcare across the country.
Absolutely. Something that's also quite revolutionary is aerial yoga. Now, we showed you the art of this yoga form a little bit earlier on when Musa went to go check it out in Johannesburg. And it's incredible. It's all about strength. It's all about getting your blood pumping. And we asked you to show us any of your experiences of it. And Matume sent us a picture. Here's Matume, someone Mukhanya, who says, yes, I have tried it. Clearly, it is one of my favorite styles of yoga. But as you can see just from the picture there, because Graham and I were unsure about like the strength levels required for it, because we've never done it before. You can tell that that man is strong.
Are you going to go check it out?
That's a strong man. I don't even know if I'm strong enough. But I'm gonna consider it. You?
We're going to go to ad break now. We'll be right back after this. Why are you rude?
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to it. It is your feel-good breakfast show, Expresso, live right here on SABC3. Now, with the hotter weather comes lighter meals. We want to be eating lighter. And like today's recipe for a Clover cheese fish pie, serve this with a crispy green salad on the side, and you'll be on to a winner. And here to show us how to achieve all of this is my favorite, Aneliki.
Yes, hello.
Aneliki. Aneliki. Looking at this spread of ingredients, but also when you were telling me earlier on what we're making, I thought, this is definitely the type of meal for a lazy makoti.
Exactly a person like me. Exactly. It's perfect. Because everybody's got a little bit of tin of pilchards.
Yes.
Do you have one in your...
I do. I have
okay.
a few.
Do you have a tin of tuna?
Always.
Do you have a bit of cheese in the fridge?
Not at the moment.
Please get some.
I will.
And a bit of last night's mash.
I didn't eat mash last night, but
a potato.
Yeah.
And then we use parsley.
So what happens if you haven't got parsley?
Do you have perhaps some dry parsley, some dried mixed herbs? You can use that. But a little bit less. So all we do, you're going to do this actually. You're just going to mash up the pilchards. And remember, you don't have to take out those bones. Those are good for the calcium.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
They're always such a chore to take them out, so it's good to know.
They're soft and it's good for calcium.
Nice.
Then we're going to add the tuna. You just mix that together. So it's fish on fish. Very healthy.
Yeah, it sounds like it already.
And remember, you need to eat fish about 3 times a week. You have to have that protein. Yeah. So you mix that. While you're doing that, I'm just going to season it always with a bit of salt.
Nice.
And a bit of pepper.
So all of this, I mean, obviously the pilchards and the tuna, you're just getting out the tin, right? You're not doing anything to it before that, eh?
That's why it's a lazy makoti. Yes.
Lazy makoti or mkhwenyana, because these days mkhwenyana, they also cook as well, right?
Okay, so now we're going to add, let me just do that for you. The mash, you can mix that together with the mash.
So I'm just like mixing all of this together.
And then this beautiful cheddar cheese from Clover. You can use different types of cheeses. Whatever cheese you've got, whatever number you've got, remember they've got these different numbers.
Yes, strength indicators, which is good.
Nice, easy to peel.
It's easy to understand as well. So the strength indicator will be on the pack of your cheese, where 2 means it's mild in flavor strength, like the Clover Gouda cheese that we often use on the show here. But now the nice thing about the Clover cheese is that it's manufactured using pasteurized, standardized cow's milk, which is really fantastic. It's ideal to use in lunch boxes, on sandwiches, toasted sandwiches, or even in delicious salads and meals as well. And of course, the range includes a variety of different cheese, ranging from cheddar, Gouda, Tussers, white cheddar to feta. You've really got a whole wide variety to play with, and you can really make it your own and use it as you will.
And what's nice, remember our Expresso dishes and recipes are there to inspire people.
Yeah.
You know, so this, if you don't have the cheddar, you've got the Gouda or you've got the feta, change it up and use it. Don't always stick to the recipe.
Switch it up.
It's all inspirational.
Well, hopefully you are inspired, and if you are inspired to make this recipe, it's quick and easy, but of course you can send that SMS Clover to 33728. That's the keyword, SMS Clover to 33728. We'll send you an SMS with a link to the recipe on how to make this lazy makoti inspired cheese fish pie, which we're making here.
So all you do, you put it in a tin, and I'm going to flatten it a little bit.
Yeah.
And once again, store-bought pastry. You don't have to go and... This is perfect.
Yeah.
Store-bought pastry. Just over it like that. Just going to cut it for you.
That's always the part that gets a lot of people intimidated, because they think it's so technical to get this form, right?
No, just like that. And remember to use these pastries. Bake it off. I will put a bit of this cheese, grate it on there, and I'll even bake that off, and I'll
so that it's also something of an experience over there. Well, just in case you missed any of these steps here, the keyword once again is Clover to 33728, but you can still watch this and take some notes.
Clover cheese is for those who love life, where everything falls into place and melts away our cares. Clover, for the love of cheese.
Made with love by Clover.
Treat your family to a delicious Clover cheese fish pie for dinner. Easy, inexpensive, and delicious, you'll definitely be onto a winner. Mash together 1 tin of pilchards in tomato sauce. Then add 1 drained tin of flaked tuna, 200 grams of grated Clover cheddar cheese, 200 grams of cooked mashed potatoes, a handful of fresh chopped parsley, salt and pepper to taste, and stir to combine. Put the fish pie filling into a baking dish, then cover it with a roll of puff pastry, sealing in the edges as you go. Pop the pie into the oven and bake at 200 degrees Celsius for 15 to 20 minutes. Serve hot out of the oven with a side salad. With only 7 ingredients, this Clover cheese fish pie is super easy to make and your family will definitely be hooked.
Made with love by Clover.
Well, everyone will be hooked to this recipe. It's pretty simple. SMS Clover to 33728 and we will SMS it to you. So this is what it looks like when it's all done and ready to be consumed.
This has been baked for, say, 20 minutes at a 200-degree oven.
Yeah.
And there you have it. It's going to take you like 10 minutes to put together. 10 minutes in the oven, half an hour later, impress the hubby.
Anel, I must be honest with you. I haven't seen a more convenient and quick and easy to make pie ever. I haven't. This is the easiest. Graham, you want to come in and give it a bit of a taste?
You're my TV hubby. Taste, TV hubby.
What do you think?
Well, that's yummy.
You agree?
And I'll let you in on a little secret in my house. I don't dig fishy flavors. So like I'm fine with like sashimi and that sort of thing, but when cooked fish, I'll stray away from it. But this is lovely. This has got like a nice umami. It's got like a meatiness to it. It's delicious.
And you can even
full of flavor.
Yeah,
hey?
yeah.
Bags
And you can
flavor.
put a bit of lemon juice over it, with a side of lemon on the side.
I was going to say with a nice little crunchy salad.
Over there. Well,
divine.
It tastes like
done,
home,
guys.
but it's also light and wonderful for those summer days. So get your hands on the recipe. It is, of course, our Clover cheese fish pie. SMS Clover to 33728. Delicious. Well done, Anel. You're the plug. You are the plug.
Clover cheese is for those who love life, where everything falls into place and melts away our cares. Clover, for the love of cheese.
Made with love by Clover.
Well, it's midweek and time to fast track your fashion style as we head into a big denim drive on the show. Now, tomorrow morning, we'll be sharing some edgy and fashion-forward Woolworths re-denim trends to know about for the season ahead, whilst chatting to 2 super fabulous fashion guests that know all about the limelight and looking good. The Sobekwa twins, Annalisa and Asanele, as will be in the house to share their favorite re-denim shapes, tips and style tricks and what they are loving in the new collection. Now, these fashion girls know how to rock their style game, so be sure to tune in for more from them on tomorrow's show. But for now, I want to ask you out there if you would help me choose between something more playful and edgy, my denim look for tomorrow, or an option of a darker, more demure and sophisticated denim skirt look. So I'm going to pop this over here and, of course, thank you, my trusty colleagues over here. All right, so this is a darker denim skirt. Always a vibe. Loving the little bit of a slit over here. And then the slight stone wash one, very cool. I think the acid wash feels it's a very cute mini acid denim look here. Always trendy as well. But I'm also leaning towards the very slinky and feminine power woman feel of the darker pencil skirt. So choices. All you need to do is help me choose which one of these I need to wear. Woolworths Re-Denim is your one-stop denim shop, so make sure that you can help me choose which one to wear, and it is going to be tomorrow. And these, you can use the hashtag Expresso Show on our social media platforms to let us know what is your favorite skirt for my look, and I'll see you, of course, in one of these winning looks tomorrow. You can get yours in store, online, or on the Woolies app.
Welcome back as we stroll into the final hour of the show. It's been a blast, beautiful Wednesday morning, freewheeling to the weekend. We're going to continue on a flight of fancy. Paola and I are going to take you, courtesy of Imagine Cruising, to the Greek islands. It's going to be magical and amazing. Still plenty of culinary delights coming your way as well, but let's get through those news headlines one last time.
It's just hit 8 o'clock, time for that final look at your news headlines. 4 of the 7 state-owned enterprises that report to the Department of Public Enterprises have been receiving either qualified or disclaimed audit reports for the past 5 years. 3 of them, South African Express, South African Airways and Alex Corps, have been unable to present their audit reports due to liquidity challenges. Although these entities have indicated that they have turnaround plans, they have not yet taken off. And this report was presented by the Office of the Auditor General in Parliament yesterday. Government's openness to renewable energy does not indicate the immediate demise of coal-powered energy. The Minister of Energy and Mineral Resources, Gwede Mantashe, told delegates at the Windaba 2019 summit in Cape Town yesterday. This amid speculation around an energy mix due to be announced in the upcoming long-term plan for energy generation to be sent to Cabinet next week. Mantashe said that there was room in rural areas not only to build projects and infrastructure in the renewable space, but also to supply clean and affordable energy for rural households. In international news, an Ethiopian airline jet yesterday made an emergency landing in Dakar with one of its engines on fire. All 90 passengers and crew were unharmed, airport officials said. The Boeing 767 aircraft had just taken off from Dakar Airport en route to Addis Ababa when the pilot requested to return and make an emergency landing. Ethiopian Airlines confirmed the incident without giving more details on the cause. An Ethiopian Airlines Boeing 737 MAX crashed in March, shortly after taking off from Addis Ababa, killing all 157 people on board earlier this year. President Donald Trump yesterday defended the decision to block a top diplomat from testifying in a congressional impeachment probe, calling the procedure a kangaroo court. He tweeted that he would be testifying before a totally compromised kangaroo court where Republicans' rights had been taken away. Trump was referring to the U.S. ambassador to the EU, Gordon Sondland, who had been due to testify before Democratic lawmakers looking into allegations that Trump abused his office by pressuring Ukraine to investigate election opponent Joe Biden. And finally, while medical science is progressing in leaps and bounds, so-called doctor dogs are playing an increasingly important role in successfully detecting a variety of cancers, malaria, Parkinson's disease, and other health issues to help scientists better protect humans. Maria Goodovage, author of bestseller Dr. Dogs, How Our Best Friends Are Becoming Our Best Medicine, says these dogs are detecting diseases that until recently no one even realized had a scent. For instance, autism assistance dogs can apply calming pressure to owners, and diabetic-alert dogs are able to alert handlers to blood sugar changes. Hank, a Labrador retriever, provides a special service to a teen with severe schizophrenia. He just seems to know when she's about to experience hallucinations and provides a calming presence. On that feel-good note, here's a final look at your sports with Graham.
Let's kick it off with our Rugby World Cup action from yesterday. The Springboks claiming a 66-7 win over Canada in their final Rugby World Cup Pool B fixture to advance to the tournament quarterfinals in Kobe yesterday. South Africa's scrum half Kobus Reinach made history by scoring Rugby World Cup's fastest ever hat-trick, scoring 3 tries in the first 20 minutes of the game. It was another fantastic performance by Archia Snyman, who was awarded player of the match, with Damian Willemse making his World Cup debut, also touching down for his first try in Japan. Then sad news on the Sevens front. The most successful Springbok Sevens captain ever, Philip Snyman, yesterday announced his retirement from all forms of rugby following a career-ending back injury. Snyman made his Blitzboks debut back in 2008 and has since won 3 HSBC World Rugby Sevens Series championships, bronze at the Rugby World Cup Sevens last year and Olympic bronze in 2016. He played in 62 World Series tournaments and represented South Africa on 276 occasions. Blitzbok head coach Neil Powell said it was an honour and privilege to be a part of Snyman's career for so long. We wish him well on the next phase of that career. Then South African gymnast Caitlin Roskrantz has booked her spot at the Olympic Games, set to take place in Japan, of course, next year, following her impressive performance at the ongoing Artistic World Championships in Germany. The 17-year-old from Johannesburg reached a total score of 49.466, just beating out fellow South African gymnast Naveen Dairies, who will now have the opportunity to qualify for the global showpiece at the African Champs. That's early next year. The Olympics will kick off on the 24th of July and run up until the 9th of August next year. Then on to a story evolving in football from the weekend. Liverpool's Mohamed Salah limped off the field on Saturday during his team's 2-1 win over Leicester City, but scans have since revealed that he only twisted his ankle and hopes to be available for selection when his team faces Manchester United. Salah went down following a challenge by the Foxes midfielder Hamza Choudhury and was substituted. The Reds will take on the Red Devils at Old Trafford on the 20th of October and will try to match Man City's record of 18 English Premier League wins on the trot. Then throwing forward to the action that's happening, well, some of it currently underway, the Rugby World Cup fixture between Argentina and the USA at the Kumagaya Rugby Stadium, currently playing out as we speak. Then later, Scotland, who has only been in action twice during the World Cup and will take on Russia now in their third pool stage. That match kicks off at 9:15 this morning, and the final Rugby World Cup fixture today will see Pool D's Wales up against Fiji. Both of these teams will be looking for the win in order to qualify for the quarters, of course, the tournament, and that kicks off at 11:45 today. Then we've got to finally tip our hats to Geordie Smith, the South African surfer, currently in the world top 10. He has now qualified provisionally for next year's Olympics as well, progressing to the last round of 16 at the Pro, currently taking place in France. So congratulations to a good friend of Expresso. But that's a wrap of your sport for this Wednesday morning.
And now we take a final look at your roads this morning, hopefully saving you some time. Starting off in KwaZulu-Natal, out in Durban. On the N3 westbound, there has been a multi-vehicle accident after the Ashburton interchange. It's obstructing the right lane, so please approach with caution. In the Western Cape, Gugulethu, there has been an accident on the N2 inbound after Borchards Quarry Road. The emergency lane is blocked and delays can be expected, so please be patient on the roads this morning. But if you're off to the trains, the T0509 train is stationary at Salt River. This is due to defective sets, and commuters are advised to listen for platform changes at Salt River, Kubek, Maitland, Ndabeni, and Pinelands. And that's where we leave it for this morning. Take it easy on the roads. Final look at those beautiful sunrise pictures we've asked you to send through. Thank you so much to Spiwe Zwakele for your sunrise picture from Inanda out in KZN. Ntokozo Makatini, your beautiful picture out in Johannesburg. Johannes Boysens for your sunrise from Atlantis in the Western Cape, as well as Danielle De Bruin for your sunrise picture from Umdloti, as well as Yaku Kutia for your breathtaking sunrise picture from Bethlehem in the Free State. Lastly, Leon Fenter for your sunrise from Southport Beach in KZN. Stunning pictures. We did all again bright and early tomorrow morning. You can get your pictures through to us on our Facebook page, Expresso Morning Show SABC3. And now a final look at those temperatures across the country. Starting off in Polokwane, a low of 7 today, reaching a high of 31, with high humidity expected for Mbombela, 17, that's your minimum, reaching a maximum of 32 degrees. Sunny Pretoria, 15, reaching a high of 33, with Johannesburg pulling a 14 and 30. The highest temperatures in the country today, that's for you, Mahikeng, 14, reaching a high of 35, with sunny Klerksdorp starting off at 11, reaching a max of 35 degrees today. A southwesterly wind traveling at 18 kilometers per hour is expected for Kimberley, 8, your low, reaching a high of 30. Bloemfontein, sunny today, 8, that's your low, reaching a high of 30, with Richards Bay, 17 and 31 today. High humidity for Pietermaritzburg, 11, your low, reaching a max of 30 degrees, with Durban starting off at a low of 17, reaching a high of 24, and Mthatha comes through with a couple of showers expected today. 8, your low, reaching a maximum of 20 degrees. Rainy day for East London. Heavy rainfall at that, your low. 11, reaching a high of 19. Craddock, 3, that's your low, and your high is 20. Port Elizabeth, you can expect a couple of showers over there today. 10, that's your minimum. Your maximum temperature is 18 degrees. Heavy rainfall is expected for George. 8, your low, reaching a high of 15. With the lowest temperatures in the country, that's Sutherland, -3, that's your start off, reaching a high of 13. With Cape Town starting off at 10, peaking at 16 degrees today. If you're out in Worcester, expect occasional rain today. 1, that's your low, reaching a high of 15. And Springbok, you will start off at a low of 5, reaching a high of 18 degrees, with a southwesterly wind expected in Uppington, traveling at 22 kilometers per hour. It's a sunny day, but your low is at 10, reaching that high of 27 degrees. No matter what the weather looks like in your part of the country, be sure to make it a feel-good type of hump day.
Well, enter to stand a chance of being in Tropica Island of Treasure, Curacao if you are looking for fame and fortune. You could be selected as one of the 6 consumer contestants going to the beautiful Curacao in the Caribbean, featured on this hit TV series. Plus, you can also stand a chance of winning a shared 1 million rand with a celebrity partner. All you have to do is WhatsApp the keyword TIOT9 to 063 921 8395 for audition details. Plus, remember to buy Tropica for details to stand a chance of winning hundreds and thousands of prizes. You could be winning with Tropica Island of Treasure. So all you have to do is WhatsApp TIOT9 right now to 063 921 8395 for audition details. T's and C's and more information can be found on tropica.co.za.
There's nothing smoother than winning when you buy Tropica. To enter for Tropica Island of Treasure Curacao, buy any size and your favorite flavor of Tropica in fresh or long life. Find the unique code behind the label or the sticker, then follow the entry details on the pack and you could win daily prizes of airtime, cash, LG Q60 smartphones, 55-inch LG UHD smart artificial intelligence digital TVs, steam dishwashers, Caribbean tan hampers, or guest watches. That's more than 100,000 prizes. Now, for your chance at competing in Tropica Island of Treasure Curacao, record a video audition of yourself describing how you would outsmooth your competition on the island. Then load that video onto Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook with hashtag TIOT9 or WhatsApp the video to 063 921 8395. And it could be you winning a share of 1 million rand plus smooth fame and fortune while flying with KLM to the Caribbean for this season of Tropica Island of Treasure Curacao.
Ah, man, what a day. Did you know that today is National Porridge Day? It's all about
Porridge Day. We do the whole globe.
World Porridge Day.
The whole globe is loving porridge.
Congregating around porridge. Do you have any special memories?
I did. I was
porridge?
actually telling Princess earlier this morning. For me, I mean, I've always enjoyed a bit of porridge. I've kind of gone through different phases of my life of liking kind of oatsy porridge and thing. But from my mom's cousin has a farm in Nottingham Road in KZN.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful old farm. And they used to grind their own millie meal and churn their own butter and milk their own milk. And that, for me, just the whole majesty and the magic behind that, being able to, as a young child, nothing better.
Ah, man, such memories. We've seen so many of them come through on our Facebook. Keep them flowing in. Expresso Morning Show, SABC3. That's because after the break, we're going to be taking it to a culinary hotline bling. Sing of the epic proportions about porridge.
Nap time just got extra cuddly. Get a free cuddle pillow when you buy 2 bags of Hill's pet food. Where dreams are made.
Call us on your cell phone.
Culinary Hotline Bling.
That can only mean one thing.
Welcome back to it. It is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It is a Wednesday and it's time for the Culinary Hotline Bling. Ting, ting, ting. Whoa, shelele. Well, it's World Porridge Day today and we are celebrating our traditional South African mealie pap. I love it with sugar and milk. Others may like steva pap, some like putu pap, and then some want to be fancy with it a little bit and eat it with honey and butter. But to show us how to make the best pap and to share their favorite pap recipes, we have the one, the only, Mama Miriam, ladies and gents. Yes. And of course, we've also got Jenny Morris in the kitchen, an absolute favorite of mine. Ladies, where do we even start? I've never seen so many variations of pap in one go. Not even a shisa nyama makes a spread like this.
I think we need to educate them.
Yes.
Let's team up and go make papa tasama shisha nyama.
Why not?
Well, you know what? Maize meal is probably, the staple food that best represents the soul of our communities in South Africa. And there's no wondering why. You don't even need to ask questions about it. But for me, pap is so closely connected to my childhood. Am I the only one?
And mine.
Me too.
In Durban, I grew up with pap. Putu was my staple.
In the Cape, I grew up with pap.
There you go.
Well,
yes.
But you know the thing is, yesterday was a big conversation on Twitter about pap, and a lot of the people from the Eastern Cape, they don't have a big love affair with pap. No. You must have been different.
I love pap because I grew up with pap. My mother and my grandmother teach me to make pap.
Yes. And for me, you know, I would come home from school every single day of my life, 5 days a week. I would have putu with matambo curry, just bones, nyama, that flavor, or mfino, wild herbs. Was that my nanny taught me that.
This is incredible. Well, look, we've already sort of established that there's so many variations of it. And the thing about me is that I don't know how to cook a lot of things, but the one thing I know how to make is pap.
Really?
But I struggle a bit. Yes, I know how to make. I only know how to make one type of pap, which is like steva pap, right? And so sometimes I'm trying to make putu, and then it ends up going a bit south, and then it's like steva pap, and then the other time I can never get it right. What's the secret to getting it right?
The secret to get it right, to make putu, you must make sure that you know your measurements of the water.
Exactly.
And you must always make sure that when you stir your pot, you make sure that everything you do with wood,
the queen of love. Okay, show us how, Mama Miriam, because you seem to know how to make this.
Your water's all ready for you, Mama.
My water is already on the stove, and I made sure that my measurements are okay. Now I am going to put my mealie in my... Yes.
Look,
I want you to check my face and check how am I doing it.
Okay. It's all about you. It's all in the face.
Absolutely.
That tells us how the pap's going to come out in the end.
Focus.
It's true. If you show an ugly face to that pot, the food is going to taste ugly. You must cook in a good mood.
Yes, every day. Yes.
So you gently mix it all together, the
mix
water?
It together. And then you may take a little bit of your salt. Take a pinch of salt in your water.
Okay, so I just want everyone who's at home right now and probably missed a step to understand that we've got the boiling water or the hot water on the stove already, but in there, is it cold water?
Cold water.
So there's two waters that are happening here. Okay.
What are we going to make, Mama Miriam? Is this for putu now? Or
no, this is for my pap.
Oh, your pap, just
for my
the pap.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just the pap, yes.
Okay.
Then I have to put it on my warm water and make sure that you stir it.
As you put it in.
No lumps, eh?
No lumps,
no lumps.
Please,
no lumps.
That is for the lazy makoti.
I am the king
And I'm not a lazy makoti.
I am the king of lumps in pap. So if you want to actually just try and avoid all of that altogether and get the perfect recipe on how to make the perfect pap, no matter what it is, SMS EAT to 33728. That's EAT to 33728, and we'll send it to your cell phone. So how long would you continue to do that for?
You do this just for 5-7 minutes, up to 7 minutes.
Okay.
And you make sure that you always come to your pot and check that it is okay. And then you'll close your pot. And remember, when you do this, you need to be patient.
Yeah.
If you are not patient,
It's going to show.
it's going to show people.
But it's like cooking risotto.
Yeah.
It's like cooking risotto.
Yes.
Stir, stir.
I must say the one thing that I've noticed in my lifetime, and I've been to many parts of South Africa, is the different provinces and the different people and different communities have a different way of making pap. So Limpopo, Polokwane people will have their pap will be quite nice and soft, whereas where I grew up in Hammanskraal and the northwest, for example, it can be quite hard.
Yes.
Eh?
I don't mind it anyway.
The thing is, it tastes good either way, right?
Yes.
There is no wrong way.
It's what goes on.
Can I tell you something? When I cook pap in my house, I'm cooking for 44 people.
Yeah?
So
Sorry?
44 people. So I make sure that I stir my pot. And it's a big pot, a roll and a groove.
Oh, you got the biceps for it, Mama Miriam. You can handle the pot like that. Well, the keyword is EAT, SMS EAT to 33378. But of course, we would love to hear from you. Connect with us on our Facebook. Let us know any of your favorite porridge and pap memories, the ways that you like to enjoy it by connecting with us on our Facebook page, Expresso Morning Show, SABC3. And maybe send us pictures of the hand that you use. Because if you have a little scrawny one like this, you probably won't get a pap like Mama Miriam can. But I mean, between Mama Miriam and Jenny over here, you know the type of pap you're getting.
After working up that elbow grease to get the perfect pup, let's chill out now in the best possible way. In fact, this is probably becoming my high point of the week, where Paula from Imagine Cruising sets sail with us on another incredible adventure, this time for only 25,999 Rand, and that's including our flights and taxes. This one departing on the 30th of April next year, and it's important that you know that. Now, I haven't been everywhere. In fact, I'm learning through Imagine Cruising that there are many places that I need to go to, but this is definitely on my bucket list. One thing is certain, it's a Mediterranean and Greek island discovery. It sounds like a dream come true, and if you're lucky enough to be able to do this, I think it really will be. Paula, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Gorgeous today. I'm sorry, I have to say, I don't know, everyone has been complimenting you on your dresses. Well, you look beautiful.
Thank you.
You look fit for a Mediterranean cruise, in fact.
I'm ready to go.
We've explored the Eastern Mediterranean, some of the most sophisticated, beautiful cities, offering culture, offering history,
Yes.
relaxation, culinary delights. This is a slightly different side of the Med.
Yes, so today we're going to explore the Eastern Mediterranean, like you mentioned, and which is rich in ancient history, and then where you find the tales of mythology.
Oh, I love it.
And great weather, and also the most beautiful beaches on planet Earth.
As voted for by beachgoers,
Yes.
these are literally the best beaches that you can find anywhere. But I like the balance of being able to just relax, spend some time. Obviously, you're going to spend an amazing time on the ship itself. But what does this itinerary have in store for us?
So you'll be spending 2 nights in Venice, which is, again, one of the most romantic cities, not only in Italy, but in the world.
In the world, sure.
And then you'll embark the MSC Opera. We'll spend 7 nights exploring the Eastern Med, going to Montenegro, going to the Greek islands. What is unique about this itinerary is that it actually has both Santorini and Mykonos, which is not often that you find the two islands on the same itinerary.
Wow.
So this one is very popular because of that. And also you go to Kefalonia, another Greek island, and then Bari before coming back to Venice.
Okay, so it's 7 nights on board the ship, and then it's 2 in Venice. This might be one of the last times that you can actually embark or get to there via sea, because they're going to be closing the port. Yeah.
That's true. That's true. So this is the time now to do it.
This is the last time. And I would imagine, looking at some of the destinations, this is, if you're going to do the Med, this is the quintessential way of doing the Med. But of course, you get to do it on board an incredible ship, the MSC Opera, something that we've discussed this in the past, something that really does stand out for its onboard offering.
Yes, so with MSC Opera, it's small, it's refined, it's intimate. The nice thing is it's the smallest ship of the fleet of MSC, so it allows you to navigate navigate, you know, from Venice and do the little islands where the larger ships can't actually do that.
Port, yeah.
And the nice thing is, we always say week on week, cruising is like your floating resort. So you unpack once, it takes the hassle away from travel. Every morning waking up to a new destination, and then at night enjoying the theatre shows, enjoying the meals, all the activities that they have on board the ship. It's endless, you know, so you're getting the best of both worlds.
And then, of course, I love the fact that you've got that, and then you can go to a beach, or you can go and explore, and then you've got that, and then you know this, the perfect balance. This is an incredible. I always kind of reverse engineer these prices, and I can only weigh it up against kind of just one plane ticket, or maybe a few nights at a local hotel with a couple of plane tickets thrown in. And it's amazing that you can squeeze in those 7 nights on board, along with 2 nights in Venice, along with flights. 25,999 Rand. What does that price package cover?
So it does include the flights. It is, like you mentioned earlier on, it is based on the 30th of April next year. We do have the season from April all the way to October. So you can actually visit our website, imaginecruising.co.za, and you'll be able to see the prices throughout the different seasons. And this includes your flights ex-Johannesburg, your airport taxes, your 2-night stay in Venice on a bed and breakfast basis at a 4-star hotel, and then 7 nights on board the MSC full board basis, which means all your meals, your activities, your theatre shows, so your breakfast, lunch, dinner, your snacks on board the ship.
Wow.
And then obviously for our Expresso viewers, we are offering the free gondola ride.
Oh,
I mean,
nice.
that's the ideal way to explore
if you're going to go to Venice.
So if you book this with us, we will give you a free gondola ride on.
Or you can get online right now and start doing a little bit of research, start looking at some amazing images from that part of the world. Visually, one of the most captivating places on the planet, but it does offer the perfect balance. And I think also just to do some searches for prices of what it would cost you to fly and travel around these marquee destinations. I doubt that you will come anywhere close 25,999 Rand, including your flights. It really doesn't get better than this, and you could be departing on this phenomenal Mediterranean and Greek island discovery with a Venice stay, of course, departing on the 30th of April next year. Stay tuned, because we're going to take a closer look at the romantic city of Venice and that gondola ride and some of the other destinations that await.
Well, you know, when they said it's World Porridge Day, I got a bit confused, because I thought, what do you mean World Porridge Day? Because I didn't know that anyone else, anywhere else in the world, makes porridge in the way that we do. They make pap too. I didn't know.
The Americans call it grits. And it's maize meal. If you look at all over Africa, we eat maize.
Yeah, I thought it was a uniquely African thing.
Yes, no, absolutely.
But you have to be honest with me. Do the Americans make it as good as we do?
No way, baby.
No way, baby. Maybe you're an American. Maybe you're American and you're streaming us from wherever you are. Maybe you're from any part of the country or the world, rather. Let us know. Expresso Money Show, SABC3. It is a porridge extravaganza, and it hasn't stopped. And it's not stopping after the break. We're checking out to make some s'more with it. So stick around.
Catch Presenter Search on 3, the Expresso edition, tonight at 7:30 on SABC3. Creating great TV is more than just looking good on camera. So who will stand out as the top 7 contestants are given the task of researching and presenting their own feel-good story? Presenter Search on 3, the Expresso edition, Wednesday evenings at 7:30. Repeat Saturdays at 1, only on 3. The stage is yours. Own it.
dollars on your cell phone.
Culinary hotline bling.
That can only
Welcome
mean
back
one
to
thing.
it. It is the culinary hotline bling. Sing. It's smelling like home in the studio. It's smelling like pap and sauce. Wow. Mama Miriam, Jenny Morris.
We're going to make sauce.
We are going to make sauce, but you are taking me all the way back to my childhood because we know that pap is really the fiber of our society. We are all held together by pap, right? But you can't just simply have it on its own, let's be honest, because that's just not what you do. You need that smoor coming through, right?
Absolutely. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. So Mama has already put some oil in her pan and she's going to add her onions. You gave me your secret recipe.
Yes.
Why are you sharing secret recipes with Jenny?
Because she knows it's a special place in hell for women who don't help other women.
So when it comes to making your smoor, what's the process? What are you doing? What are your ingredients? What do you have here?
I first put my olive oil and a piece of Royal River butter, my onion and green pepper.
I love it.
I just give it a flavor. That's why I'm putting all these things. Then I will follow with my tamati. Then it's giving you that nice color.
Getting that tamati in there. That's for that nice gravy, right?
Yes, it is. It gives you that gravy.
And guess what?
What?
Yeah.
Mama gave me the secret and I'm not sharing it with anybody. Go get the recipe online.
Please.
Oh, but you know there's a special place for women who don't share recipes with other people.
Only with other women.
Well, the key word is dish. If you want to get your hands on this recipe, dish to 33728. I'm absolutely loving this. Everyone in the studio has congregated and they're standing behind the camera, literally watching as if they're memorizing all these different steps. What's next, Mama Miriam?
This is my sauce, and it's my secret. Only Jenny knows my secret.
But no, if it's a secret, that doesn't work for the people watching at home. What can they do? You have to tell.
No, it's only for now.
Only for now.
We can't tell you about that yellow sauce is really his secret. This is lovely onion soup.
Yes.
And it gives it richness. Yes, and depth.
And then it gives you that lekker. And then you eat it with your pap, ne?
Oh, yes, with your hands.
I prefer that with putu. You know when you've had a long night before, let's say ubupumile Friday.
When
Saturday.
Yes.
Uvuke, uyiva ikubamba apha ikuthi. Then you just
Then you shook it.
So you're mixing all of that up together, a few secrets in there as well. And then what's the next step?
The next step now, you must wait now for 7 minutes.
Which we
it will be
won't
down.
do
7 to 10
necessarily.
minutes it will be done. And then you can take that with your pap and a sticky vleis. Then you can say in a pap and vleis, met your smoor.
Oh, lovely.
It is so lekker. And me and my kids, we eat it last night, ne?
Yeah.
They wanted
Seconds.
to I said no.
Smoor. Well, that keyword once again is dish to 33728. We're having so much fun making a meal that is really somewhat so uniquely South African and African as well. Binds so many communities together. We all love it and we get together around it. So many memories to share. This is because we're all getting ready for World Porridge Day, which is tomorrow. And so your Feel Good Breakfast Show is making sure that you are armed and ready for when that time comes. Share your memories and your stories of pap and porridge with us on our Facebook page, Expresso Morning Show SABC3. Okay, so after you've done mixing, you're going to be dishing up later because my appetite.
So when yes.
But I think undoubtedly there are few cities that are quite as romantic as Venice, where you can discover, I think, the secret canals, the passageways. You can experience dramatic Gothic architecture and the famous Venetian cuisine, of course, that contribute to the beauty and intrigue of this truly enchanting city, somewhere that I wish I'd had the opportunity to go for, but maybe my opportunity is closer than I think. We're back with Paula and obviously from Imagine Cruising to take a closer look at what this once-in-a-lifetime Mediterranean and Greek island discovery with a Venice Day package has to offer. It's only 25,999 Rand, 2 nights in Venice, 7 nights on board the MSC Opera. My mouth is literally watering at the prospect in this one, embarking on the 30th of April next year. And you've got to really take on board that date because this package is incredible and it very much relates to that. So as part of our holiday, we kickstart the process. We enter into a whole nother world with our 2-night stay in the beautiful, magical city of Venice in Italy. What are some of the must-see highlights, do you think, if you get to go?
So the nice thing is that you're actually spending 2 nights in Venice, so it's such an enchanting, you know, destination, and it consists of islands which is surrounded by water, and the best way to actually explore it is by the gondola ride, you know, which we will include for our Expresso viewers, where you get to go around the little canals and also get to see places they wouldn't be able to do it by foot.
Just not accessible,
you know, and then you've got the iconic places to go and see. So you've got the Salute Church, beautiful Salute Church, and then you've got the Dodgers Palace, and you've got the famous Rialto Bridge that, you know, goes over the Grand Canal. So as you're going on the gondola, it's absolutely beautiful.
Magical.
And then you've got the Basilica of San Marco, which is beautiful. It's a huge square there where they've got like the piano playing and the violin playing, and you can imagine with all the markets.
Seen in like a million adverts across the world if you want to typify that part of the world.
That you see. So it's really a beautiful destination to go and visit. While you're there for 2 nights, you might as well also go to Marana Island, where they've got the famous Marana glass, where it comes from there. You see the glass blow in there. So it's really a nice destination.
I love it, a bit of romance. I would imagine do it as a couple if you can, but there's certainly enough to immerse yourself in just as an adventurer, a lover of life, a lover of cuisine as well, something that we haven't touched on. So once you've made your way from Venice, you have an opportunity before you get to the Greek Isles, Montenegro, which I always reference James Bond because I just have these images of these old castles, these winding roads, this landscape that looks amazing. Perfect stop before the Greek Isles.
So you arrive there in Kotor, so it's on the Adriatic side of the sea, so it's beautiful bays, the beaches. I love the beaches there. I mean, I always make a point of going to the beach and just spend some time there before exploring the cities.
Because you deserve it, you've got to, you know.
Absolutely, we're on holiday, so we have to relax and do a bit of, you know, the blend of touring. And the nice thing is they've got like the palaces, the museums, and also they've got like the squares with bars and shops, and it's beautiful and quaint, you know, to go and explore before getting back on board the ship.
Immerse yourself in the atmosphere. I think that's the thing. It's just, you want to feel like you're entering into another world, and that allows you to do it. This price package seems a little bit crazy to me, but there is so much included.
Yes.
The ease of a cruise. I think that's you take out the headache of so many kind of, you know, the intricacies of booking a holiday, of planning an itinerary, but you also get so well looked after. What all is included in that price package, especially when you're on the ship?
So all our packages does include your flights ex-Johannesburg and your airport taxes. The 2 nights at the hotel, 4-star hotel in Venice, on a bed and breakfast basis, and then you get to 7 nights on board the ship, which is full board. All your meals are included, and on this specific cruise, your gratuity, so no tipping on, it's all included.
Oh, really?
So you don't even have to worry about that. We've included that for our guests, and then your free gondola ride that we've offered for our clients. So it's really value for money.
No, it's probably the most value. I mean, every one of the, let's be honest, every one of the cruises that you guys have presented through this, they do pertain to very special deals relating to obviously time frames and particular ships, and this, I think that's how you're able to magically create these ridiculous prices. But this one is a very special one because of the iconic destinations and the balance that it offers. For just 25,999 Rand, including flights and taxes, you could be embarking on this, let's say it, once in a lifetime cruise, sailing from Italy, from Venice, through to the Greek islands. And stay tuned because we're going to discover a bit more of what Greece has to offer, from mouth-watering dishes that we've often made during our culinary hotlines, to traditional dances, breathtaking scenery, antiquities, culture. It really does have it all, and you get it all in one incredible package.
It is still your feel-good breakfast show. It is all about getting ready for World Porridge Day. But I know we say World Porridge Day, but we don't always call it porridge. We call it pap. So we're going to just twist it up and give it a South African twist and call it World Pap Day. We've got Jenny Morris and Mama Miriam Tony here helping us and showing us all the different ways to get the perfect pap. After all of this, I think a lot of people are going to be able to start chisanyamas.
Oh, yes.
A lot of people are going to be able to just like surprise their families and their households. So we want you guys to stick around. We'll see you in a bit.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso. We've got just 15 minutes left of what has been an amazing Wednesday morning to savor. And we're going to do it in style from the picture-perfect island town filled with whitewashed steps and cube houses with blue doors of Mykonos to the rugged landscapes, stunning caldera and array of beautiful beaches in Santorini to iconic destinations. This, I think, goes without saying. It's paradise, and paradise awaiting those of you lucky enough to take part in this particular cruise with Imagine Cruising. I've heard from mates of mine that have been to the islands that Mykonos is like, it's a little bit of everything.
Absolutely.
But it's a party vibe.
Definitely.
It's a vibe.
And that's where you find all the celebs, you know, so you must keep your eyes peeled, you know, when you're there. It's definitely one of those
shots on the side.
yeah, Mykonos, as you know, so whitewashed, you know, houses and the little cobblestone alleyways, the little shops. They've got the old town of Shora, which is beautiful, and then you've got over 20 beaches. They're known for their beaches. So, you know, you party at night. This specific itinerary, actually, you leave very late, so you actually get to explore a little feel of how the party is, you know.
And I've heard the beaches just turn into the party. So very often you'll find yourself in the middle of a party without even knowing why.
Absolutely. There's certain beaches where it's just party beaches and others where you just relax, but it's absolutely known for their beaches. So it's definitely a nice place to be.
And you set the tone. You work on your tan at the beginning of your holiday, let it set in, and you can top it up on board the ship when you need to. Santorini, another iconic Greek destination.
Yes.
This one definitely known for the landscapes. I think so many images, you know, depict that side. Beautiful, beautiful, unmatched sunsets.
Absolutely. It's my favorite Greek island, Santorini.
Wow, okay.
You know, it's all those postcards, you know, with the blue domed churches. It's really beautiful. It's a volcanic island, and a lot of the houses and that is built right on top, so you've got the caldera views, beautiful views from there. And then you've also got the beaches, but the beaches has got the charcoal,
that volcanic
kind of
rock sand,
you know, which is quite interesting, you know, to see and to explore. And then you've got places like the Thera or Fira to go to. It's absolutely stunning. I mean, in general, there's so much to do there in Santorini that I definitely recommend that you do a full day tour while you're there.
The I don't know if I'm saying that, Melasani Cave. That has got to be something.
Kefalonia.
That,
oh, it's beautiful.
They sometimes call it a lake because of the lake in the cave, but
exactly.
there is an unmistakable kind of blue. I think Greece seems to offer a palette of blues that you're not going to see anywhere else.
Unusual. They've got those really turquoise blue seas, but Melasani in Kefalonia, that's where you would go and see Melasania Cave and Lake. I've done that myself, which is absolutely beautiful. And you go in these little boats into the middle of the cave, and it's got a hole in the middle of the cave where the sun actually, shines right through and goes into the water, and that water just, it's nothing like it
otherworldly.
Doesn't do justice the pictures. You actually have to go there and see it yourself to actually experience that. It's so magical, really.
Breathtaking. Okay, so we've literally seen the best side of Greece, experienced the best that the islands have to offer, and then we return to Italy one last time on our way back?
Yes, so your last stop before returning to Venice would be Bari. So that's the capital of Puglia, and there it's very pretty. You can spend also a day exploring. They've got it's one of the first Norman churches of southern Italy.
Oh, wow.
The San Nicola, and then also they've got the Petrozelli Theatre, which is known in Bari. So again, interesting place to see and visit.
The birthplace of early theatre.
Yes.
I love it. You really do have everything. You've got a taste of culture. You've got some of the best that Italy has to offer, I think, in Venice. You've got certainly the best that the Greek islands have to offer.
Yes.
A touch of Montenegro, as you say, some of the best beaches that you're likely to encounter. This looks like a win. I think this really does look like, I'm going to say, kalodromo, which means have a safe trip. This world-class cruise with all of the amenities, even gratuity thrown in, all-inclusive, your flights, your airport taxes, 2 nights in Venice, 7 nights aboard the MSC Opera, a small, intimate, beautiful ship, all of this for just 25,999 Rand. That's a 9-night Mediterranean and Greek island discovery with that Venice day, of course. I think the most important thing here, the experiences, the memories that you are going to be able to get with this once-in-a-lifetime trip. Truly, truly magical. You get over right now to imaginecruising.co.za to get those details. As I said, this cruise embarks on the 30th of April. So if you want to be able to capitalize on this ridiculous price, you've got to bear that in mind. Get to imaginecruising.co.za right now, or even better, just phone them. There are people right now waiting to take your call. 086 177 245. That's 086 177 245. Paula, thank you so much. I know we won't be seeing you next week as you celebrate a very important milestone in your own life, so congratulations on that. And we absolutely adore you. We adore what you offer people through what you do. I can see how much you love it. So thank you so much and enjoy.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll see you in 2 weeks' time.
Well, with only 12 minutes left of your feel-good breakfast show, I think there's enough time for a cup of coffee. Is there, Princess?
Yes, Nana.
Wonderful. What do you have for me? Surprise me.
A flat white.
It's a flat white. Just how I love it. We're going to take a quick sip of this. Go and grab yourself a coffee cup. We'll be back after the break. Thank you, Princess.
Thank you.
Only the highest grade Arabica beans. McAfee, great coffee, simple. See you after the break.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Call us on your cell phone.
Culinary Hotline Bling.
That can only mean one thing.
Welcome back to it. It is the Culinary Hotline Bling. Sing, sing, sing. Oh, it is all about World Porridge Day. Now, have you ever heard of potato pap? Ish. I'm not so sure about that particular one, but Jenny Morris has a favorite way, your favorite way of making pap, which is making use of potatoes to make pap.
Yes, and Mama's going to help me, and if it's good enough for Al Gore and our President Thabo Mbeki, whom I cooked it for, it's going to be good enough for you.
What did Thabo Mbeki say about your potato pap?
Mnandi, Mama.
Okay, so what are the steps involved in making this rather unusual pap?
All right, we've got onions and potatoes, which you cook down. Mama, you can mash that, okay? And we get our pap into it, and it's a feel thing.
Wait, you know, this is so fascinating for me, and I feel like you've skipped something here. So you had some boiling water in there. You threw some pieces of potato.
An onion.
An onion.
And you cook it till it's almost broken down.
Okay.
And then you add the pap. Do you want slap pap, stava pap, krummel pap, however you want it.
Okay.
And then you can give it a little bit of a mlungu twist if you want to. And you can add butter and parmesan to it.
You're one of those
butter,
adding
Mama?
honey and the works.
Just
butter.
honey for me.
Just butter.
Just butter.
Okay.
Lots and lots. And what's nice about that is it's just something different as a carbohydrate goes. So you can, it's almost like giving pap a little bit of a gourmet
feel
twist.
to it. I can already tell that adding that butter into it gives it a nice, interesting texture. That's smooth, almost sort of creamy texture to it, which you don't usually get with pap.
No, you don't. And then I take it another step further. I'm going to just put a little bit of parmesan because I'm going to keep it extra for you.
Yeah.
I make them fennel, and that can be anything you want it to be, but I love normally with spinach and cabbage.
Nice.
So I braise that with some onions and garlic and some chili.
All of this in one pot?
This is a separate pot.
Okay.
And then just near the end, what I do is I bring it together. And I end up with something that looks like that.
Can we actually just pay attention to how Mama Miriam's arm of strength and love is working that pot? Yes, Queen. Well, the key word to this particular recipe here of this very, very interesting potato pap is dinner. Dinner to 33728. And I'll tell you one thing, your dinner's going to be a hit once you figured out how to make that, because just based on what it comes out looking like, which is this over here is your final end product. You've got all of these ingredients meshed up, mixed together, and you've got this heavenly looking dish. It's absolutely amazing. Jenny, I don't know how you come up with these things, honestly.
I dream it. Oh, sure. You're going to have to be nice to me.
Don't burn that mouth now. Don't burn.
I have a cast iron mouth.
It's dinner to 33728, and we'll send you an SMS with a link to the recipe. So how long would you go on like that for?
I would steam it like you were making putu a little bit, but remember you don't have as much maize meal in it. So that's why I tasted it. That graininess must just disappear. And then we need lots of salt in there, and you can always add a little bit more butter as it comes out. Stir in your veggies, and we're ready to go.
Well, the really wonderful thing about pap is that you really can make it your own in terms of sishebo that you have it with. You can really have it with anything. So whether it's meat or whether it's vegetables, it totally is up to you. Oh, these two ladies, guys, they really have taken us traveling on a journey of epic pap proportions. Thank you so much, Mama Miriam. Thank you so much, Jenny. But we're going to have to taste, I mean, at some point, because that's really all I've been waiting for.
Take that one.
I'm going to grab this one.
Here we go, baby.
You're going to add some shizola. Leanne.
She's here.
Hunger. Come,
Guys, what's going on?
Come, guys. Okay. So this is
Miriam, you look gorgeous today, I just have to say, because you look amazing.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
There you go, G-Man.
Flirting with you, he wants that.
What's with the teaspoon? Why am I getting the smallest spoon?
I want you guys to pace yourselves when you taste that, and let us know what you think.
We are such an amazing team together, guys.
You are loving yourself today, dude, hey, with your pap juice.
That one's for you, baby.
And?
The big one.
Is there potato in there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Liam, you got the big spoon.
Getting in there. Delicious.
She's living vicariously
Lovely.
through us.
Yes. Well, of course, we asked you
Ooh, I'm
this
gonna have another one.
morning that we are celebrating World Porridge Day. What's your favorite porridge memory? Let's see what you had to say. Our first person, Katlejo, says, I remember my mom would make this peanut butter porridge, which she'd force on me. I used to hate it so much, but every time I think about it, I kind of miss it in a way. And now she hates it. Now mom hates it. After making me eat it your whole life. The next comment comes from Lauren, who says, good morning, no favorites here. Still have memories of having to sit at the table until every last drop was finished. So true. I feel the same way.
You don't
as well.
waste pap.
You don't waste it, ever.
You don't often have pap remaining until the next day. That doesn't happen.
I feel like Graham wants more. Michelle says, used to alternate between mili meal, oats and mabele. Is that right?
Yeah.
There we go. Loved them all. Thanks for a great show. Oh, it's a pleasure, Michelle. And then we've got one from Sabelo who says, morning fam, my favorite porridge memory is when my mom woke up early and cooked homemade porridge. When she was done, she dished for us, but instead of putting sugar, she poured salt. Oh my word.
Savory. Savory.
Robust and savory life. Oh, man.
All of this is lacquer. This is delicious. Okay, it's like pap 2.0. But for me, like a big stava kunk. In the mouth. That's how you eat pap.
Oh, man. Dr. Long, what's Dr. Long saying?
Says, good morning. My mom used to make my porridge with butter and 2 spoons of sugar. I still remember the taste.
Man.
Huh? That's amazing.
You know, a mother's love in a bowl, to be honest. That's what pap is. For me, my mom used to make lots and lots of putu, and the last thing you can have it with meat. You can also have it with amasi, that clover amasi and putu combination.
How about this one from Tony? Tony says, wow, good memories having hot meal din pap, as my late gran called it, with a dollop of crunchy peanut butter in it. How much my mouth is salivating. So din pap is the meal because it's thin, it's not clumped together. Hey? Yeah.
Oh, that's delicious, guys.
Well, there we go, celebrating porridge.
This is how they actually do in Limpopo, guys. They actually have pap like that, and then they make a ball.
Not so soft, so it's quite soft in Limpopo.
And they make a ball like this, and then they go into this shape.
You were saying, they make stava pop. Pap, eh? Like a stava pop. Guys, I never thought that you could achieve so much enjoyment out of exploring porridge, but courtesy of World Porridge Day tomorrow, we have been exploring porridge and the joys of pap. Are you finally working up the courage to get in there?
I'm getting there.
That's lovely. Ladies, thank you so much. Miriam, you have proven the one thing that you need to do with pap, and that's put in the effort. Hey, you got to work it. You got to work it. You got to put in the elbow grease. Jenny is just coing and coing and coing. You just can't resist. Hey?
I know a lot of people are sitting there watching at home and wondering how do they get their hands on these recipes. The recipe, this one, you have to SMS dinner. That's for our potato pap dinner to 33728, and of course you can SMS dish to 33728 if you want to know how to make the sauce, the smoor that we made earlier on, and then eat to 33728 if you want just that basic entry-level tutorial on how to make the perfect pap and the perfect combination of ingredients to get it just right. Wow, Jenny, thank you so much. Mama Miriam. Hayi wena mangishada umakoti wami uza kuwe for training.
Guys, we love you so much. Thank you for joining us for an amazing show. We'll get to do it all over again tomorrow. Stay safe. We love you.
Bye.
Expresso Morning Show, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.